The demon Lucifer and Bigmom are in contact, which is no less than 2 emperors in contact. If word gets out, the world will shake. Morgans was very excited, but on the contrary, many pirates in the Bigmom pirate group were trembling and panicking. Lucifer is here, everyone be serious. That's right, this guy is different from the others. Headed by Charlotte Katakuri, all members of the Charlotte family are on standby. Several weak people swallowed their saliva involuntarily, so as to calm the anxiety in their hearts. Boom. 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 The slight sound of footsteps sounded, but it seemed to explode in everyone's ears. Boom. A pirate fell heavily to the ground, his eyes turned white, foaming at the mouth, and he was already unconscious. Hi. What's the matter with you? The people around were shocked. Before he could react, another person fell into a coma and lost consciousness. Bang. 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 One pirate after another fell into a coma, as if it would be contagious. Obviously no one launched an attack, but they just lost consciousness. What's the matter with you? What happened? Hey, wake up quickly. An atmosphere of panic spread among the crowd, and all the pirates and guests in the crowd lost consciousness and fell to the ground in a coma. As the footsteps became louder and louder, the crowd fell in pieces like cutting wheat. Whether it is the pirate soldiers or the captain, even the powerful cadres of the Charlotte family have lost consciousness. You know, these people are pirates who have experienced many battles, and their strength is not bad. But in front of Lucifer, he couldn't even maintain consciousness. This is Conqueror's Haki. Katakuri's face was ashen, his eyes fixed on the slowly approaching figure. His eyes flashed red, and a picture of the future appeared in his mind. But only had time to see a corner of the future, and the picture suddenly shattered. How could Conqueror's Haki be so strong? Evidently there is no airwave. We didn't feel the powerful impact at all. Charlotte Perispero next to him supported a younger brother, looking shocked. Can't be wrong. This is the pinnacle of Conqueror's Haki, even better than Mom's Haki. Katakuri's voice was low. Even he himself didn't realize that his tone trembled a little, it was fear. Before he could fully see Lucifer's face, fear had already formed in his heart. Boom. Lucifer's foot fell, and the ground was stepped out of the hollow. With his arrival, all the people on both sides of the road fell down. Finally, Lucifer came to the end of the tea party red carpet. It's just that now, those who are still standing and maintaining consciousness on the field have already. Boom. A powerful momentum erupted from Lucifer, instantly forming an invisible shockwave and rushing towards all directions. Wherever the wind wave passed, rocks were shattered and houses collapsed. The endless conqueror's impact was like a tsunami, sweeping across the entire Cake Island in an instant. When Haki dissipated, the whole Cake Island was dead silent, needles could be heard, and tens of thousands of people had lost consciousness. At a glance, there were countless figures lying densely on the ground, as if they were corpses. Here it is, Demon Lucifer. Headed by Katakuri, some powerful fighters of the Charlotte family all looked at Lucifer in horror, their expressions dull. Some of them were already drenched with sweat, but they didn't notice it at the moment. No one dared to act rashly. Even the strongest Katakuri knew that he was no match for this monster the first time he saw Lucifer. Boom. A huge black shadow fell from the sky and landed in front of Lucifer. The ground trembled violently. 4 emperors Bigmom finally appeared. Hey Lucifer, what do you mean? Want to fight with my mother? Looking at the tens of thousands of unconscious people around him, Bigmom was very angry and furious. These people are all guests who came to the tea party, and now they are all in a coma, so how can the tea party go on? She was looking forward to this tea party. Excuse me, coming to the lair of the 4 emperors pirates made me a little panicked, so here is a bit of Mawe. Lucifer has a composed demeanor, calm and composed. It was as if what he was facing was not an angry 4 emperors, but an ordinary person. Panic? A guy like that panics? What are you kidding? The members of the Charlotte family next to her almost laughed out of anger. This monster is so strong that it doesn't look like a human being at all. How can it be possible to have such emotions as panic? He didn't come to protest at all. Be careful, Lucifer is not a good person. Katakuri whispered to his brothers and sisters around him. Lucifer, how do you explain to me what happened today? My old lady invited you to the tea party, but I didn't ask you to make trouble. Annoy the old lady. Do you know what the consequences will be? Bigmom showed a ferocious and terrifying expression, staring down at Lucifer condescendingly, drooling from the corner of his mouth, as if he was going to eat him in one bite. What do you want to explain? Lucifer smiled faintly, turning a blind eye to Bigmdm's threat. Well, come and be my subordinate. As long as you are my mother's subordinate, you can forget about what happened today. You can even marry one of my daughters. It's not a day or two for Bigmom to covet Lucifer, especially after knowing that Lucifer may be a rare race. I'm not interested in your daughter, but I am very interested in you. What? Bigmom was taken aback. To be exact, I'm very interested in your head. Can you give it to me? Lucifer showed a ferocious grin, and there was endless killing intent in his eyes. Well, are you actually staring at my old lady's head? You really don't know the heights of the sky and the depths of the earth, you brat. Bigmom's tone changed, becoming cold and ruthless. Lucifer kid, you really pissed me off. That loon. Hi mom. With Bigmom's order, the hat on her head turned into a machete and fell into her hand. Go to hell. Damn brat. Wygwo. Bigmom slashed furiously. Before the slash fell, endless conqueror's impacts erupted. Well done. Lucifer raised his hand and shook it, and the black sword Chusui appeared in his hand. Since getting this knife, Lucifer has never used it. Today is the first time. The pupils of Lucifer's eyes were instantly blood red, and the armed color and conqueror's haki surged out, covering the blade. Boom. Loon and Haidao Chusui collided with each other, colliding with each other with extreme moves. A shockwave erupted and shook the four directions, sending out a huge gust of wind and waves. The ground under Lucifer and Bigmom's feet was cracked inch by inch, and the spider web cracks spread rapidly, covering thousands of meters. Countless black and red lightning bolts erupted from the two of them, flying around like a lion majesty, destroying everything they touched. The aftermath of the attack caused by Lucifer and Bigmom enveloped the entire Cake Island, and the murderous intent permeated infinitely. Run. The battle between these two people is too terrifying. If you get involved, you will die. Lucifer actually wanted to hunt Bigmom, it's amazing. Some kings of the underground world, such as the usury plutocrat Lufarid, the shipping king Umit and others fled in despair. Seeing the black and red lightning that shot towards them, the kings trembled with fear. Rumble. Lucifer's and Bigmom's armed colors collide with conquerors. The blades of Loon and Haidao Chusui did not touch each other, and the two used conquerors winding at the same time. A pole-transparent ball is formed between the blades, which is the nihilistic power produced by the conqueror's confrontation. Conqueror's haki soars into the sky, straight into the sky. The black clouds in the sky above the two of them surged violently, and the endless black clouds opened a huge crack that was more than 10 kilometers long. The crack runs through the sky, as if splitting the sky in two. The conqueror's haki clash splits the sky, the hallmark of 4 Emperors-class battles. Is this all the strength? Bigmom, I think too highly of you. Lucifer held the black knife Chusui suddenly forcefully, and the armed color and conqueror's haki were raised to another level. With a loud bang, Big Mom's conqueror's haki shattered and was completely defeated by Lucifer. Haidao Chusui pierced the sky, leaving behind a cold light. Bigmom's huge body flew upside down, and the shockwave whizzed by along the way, plowing out a deep ravine in the ground. Bigmom flew thousands of meters away, and finally smashed through the palace of Cake Island. A scream sounded, and half of the scimitar slowly rotated in the sky. That is Bigmom's weapon, Napoleon. He was chopped off by Lucifer with just one blow. Mother. Half of Napoleon's scimitar screamed, but soon, the soul left the body, and Napoleon turned back into a dead thing. Actually, I don't know how to use a knife very well, but depending on the situation, your knife skills are not very good either. Lucifer put away the black knife Autumn Water. The reason why he fights Bigmom with a knife is not to fight swordsmanship, but to fight armed color and conqueror's haki. Sure enough, Bimgom's two-color haki is not his opponent. In addition, Lucifer's demonic physique surpassed that of Bigmom's steel balloon, and she was directly crushed. Now, Lucifer has not opened the conqueror's haki field, otherwise Bigmom will lose faster. This is Lucifer's hole card, and Bigmom is not qualified for Lucifer to use it. Bastard, you actually shot at Mom. Damn Lucifer. Seeing that Bigmom was blown away, many members of the Charlotte family gritted their teeth angrily. Swish. Katakuri's figure flashed, and he teleported directly behind Lucifer, and his huge rice cake arm turned into a mace and hit Lucifer's head. His mace is pitch black, with countless sharp barbs on it, which is the perfect combination of fruit power and hockey. Boom. The attack hit Lucifer, sending out a powerful shockwave. Many members of the Charlotte family were overjoyed. Hit. Has your head been blown off? Katakuri Big Brother's attack is very strong. Bastard Lucifer. Do you know how powerful the BIGMOM pirates are? However, their surprise expressions soon stiffened on their faces, and their laughter stopped abruptly. Because Katakuri's attack didn't work, his mace fist was blocked midway. And what blocked the attack was only one finger of Lucifer. You want to fight me, but you are still a little short, Katakuri. Lucifer looked indifferent, turned his fingers into a palm and slapped out. The invisible armament hockey formed a shockwave, directly knocking Katakuri into the air. He vomited blood in midair and flew thousands of meters away. Katakuri Big Brother. Several younger members of Charlotte's family screamed and rushed to the rubble to save others. And Charlotte Cracker, Charlotte Perospero and others already had dull expressions. They didn't expect that Lucifer blocked Katakuri's attack with just one finger. How strong Katakuri is, they are the most clear. They can be called the second person of BIGMOM pirates. Even Marine Admiral can go undefeated for a long time. But in front of Lucifer, he is as weak as a child. Asshole. This monster unknown currency. This guy is horrible. Terrifyingly strong, we are no match for him. Only Mother can handle him. The rest of the people did not dare to act rashly. Even BIGMOM and Katakuri were blown away, and they just went up to die. Take the unconscious people down first. The battle here is too scary, it's too dangerous for them to stay here. Mom won't be defeated so easily, she will definitely win. Charlotte Perospero stood up and began to direct the operation. He is the eldest son of the Charlotte family, with high prestige, and all brothers and sisters can obey his orders. That's right. Mother is the strongest. Damn Lucifer, Mommy can beat him. Charlotte Cracker, who was awake, gave Lucifer an unwilling look, and hurriedly transported the unconscious family members. Facing such a monster, they can only evacuate, guaranteeing that they will not hold back BIGMOM, and they are not qualified to participate in the battle at all. Rumble. A thick thunderbolt suddenly fell from the sky and hit the crowd. A huge fireball soared into the sky, devouring countless pirates and burning them to ashes. Yeah, ha ha ha. Is this the lair of 4 emperors BIGMOM? There are so many wastes. Enel was suspended in the sky, his arrogant and piercing laughter echoed all around. It's Enel, the Logia Thunder Fruit-capable user. Katakuri looked up at Enel from the ruins, with killing intent in his eyes. Suddenly, Katakuri saw a black shadow descend from the sky and land at his feet. Katakuri took a closer look, and his pupils constricted immediately. Snag. Katakuri recognized the identity of the shadow, and it was his younger brother Charlotte Snuggle. No wonder I didn't see Snug come back, it turned out they were arrested. Katakuri Big Brother. The consciousness of Snug, who was seriously injured and on the verge of death, was already very vague, and he completely lost consciousness after slurring a few words. Bastard. Dare to hurt my family, I can't spare you. Katakuri stepped into the air, and countless black fists suddenly blasted out, hitting Enel. Katakuri is a special paramecia waxy fruit-capable person. This fruit can be strange, has the ability to pseudo-elementalize, and can also create things. With this ability, Katakuri can change his physical form at will or even separate him, making all kinds of strange attacks. Katakuri didn't dare to fight Lucifer, but he ignored Enel. Get down. Just when Katakuri's attack was about to hit Enel, a figure suddenly appeared in midair, just in front of Katakuri. It's Weevil. Weevil swung the naginata and slashed down angrily. A huge sword energy tens of meters long pierced the air, smashing all of Katakuri's fists in an instant. At the same time, Katakuri was also shot down from the sky by Weevil. Boom. Weevil stepped on the rocky ground and pointed at Katakuri with a naginata. Captain Lucifer said, I will be your opponent. Katakuri is very strong, Enel is not his opponent, only Weevil can stop him. Lucifer had planned his battle strategy before going to war. Asshole. Too arrogant. The BIGMOM pirates still have us. Strong players such as Charlotte Cracker, Charlotte Smoothie, Charlotte Perospero, and Charlotte Oven all came behind Katakuri. Yeah, ha ha ha, our people are here too. Don't underestimate our ghost pirates. Today has been crazy. Hey, blah blah. Is this the BIGMOM pirates? As expected of the 4 emperors, the lineup is really scary. Cavendish, Jack the Ripper, Baby 5, Caesar Clown and others appeared one after another. Add Enel in the sky, and Shimon the white Shinigami who hides in the dark. All the nether pirates are here. Although the number of them is less than 10, the aura erupting from them can rival the BIGMOM pirates. Big news. This is really big news. The all-out war between the ghost pirates and the BIGMOM pirates. This report will definitely shock the whole world. In the distance, Morgans is taking photos frantically, not intending to let go of any details. This Birdman is worthy of being one of the kings of the underground world, and he still has a bit of strength, and he held Lucifer's conqueror's hockey head on. He is also the most courageous. When the other underground kings fled, he didn't run away, but stayed behind to take photos frantically. In terms of professional ethics, no one can match Morgans. A group of arrogant bastards. Based on how many of you want to challenge the BIGMOM pirates, it's still 110,000 years too early. Charlotte Cracker rushed forward, and the huge biscuit warrior thrust out 6 long swords at the same time. Waves Pepper Salt Burrito. Although it is a long sword made with ability, its hardness and sharpness are far superior to steel. I'll deal with you. Enel slashed down a thunder dragon to force Cracker back, and at the same time held a golden stick to fly Cracker away. The all-out war between the two pirate groups has officially begun. Jack the Ripper played Charlotte Smoothie, Cavendish played Charlotte Perisparrow, Caesar Clown played Charlotte Oven, and Baby 5 played Charlotte Defoe. Simon uses the transparent fruit to hide in the dark and kill the members of the BIGMOM pirates. The strongest Weevil is facing the strongest Katakuri. Crack the air. Beautiful Sword Swan Lake. Gas Laser Cannon. Pluton Cannon. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. The war has just begun, and it will immediately heat up. The killing moves of both sides were launched together, and the sword light was shining on the battlefield, and the sword energy was vertical and horizontal. Plus various fruit abilities and beam gas bombing. The sound of explosions continued, and the sea of AA flames spread across the store. All of a sudden, the island was covered by flames of war, and it was almost impossible to find a safe place to stay. The cadres of the BIGMOM pirates are of course more than these, but many of them have been stunned by Lucifer's conqueror's hockey. Those who survive must be responsible for transporting the unconscious to evacuation. Otherwise, on this battlefield, they will be affected by the battle at any time and lose their lives. And everyone knows that the key to this war is not with them, but with Lucifer and BIGMOM. If Lucifer wins, BIGMOM pirates will be destroyed today. Similarly, if BIGMOM wins, the Nether pirates will be destroyed today. What? Suddenly, a piercing scream erupted from the Cake Island Palace. The invisible sound wave roared out like a tsunami, instantly affecting the entire Cake Island. BIGMOM's screaming power is not inferior to that of a sonic fruit-capable person. It can easily destroy buildings on the island and shake stones into powder. Rumble. The Cake Island Palace collapsed, and BIGMOM shot out of it and landed in front of Lucifer. Damn brat, you've got some tricks. I haven't been hurt for a long time, and I have felt pain. BIGMOM wiped the blood from the corner of her mouth. Her steel balloon defense had been breached by Lucifer. Not only was his face injured, but blood was all over his body. It's as if the body has been broken. Lucifer smiled coldly. This is just the beginning. Today you will not only be injured, but also die here. As soon as the voice fell, Lucifer jumped up and flew into the sky with his demon wings. Lightsaber Bachi Chong Guyu. Countless golden lightsabers appear around Lucifer. Lucifer raised his finger, and countless lightsabers shot towards BIGMOM instantly. Lightsabers are densely packed, covering the sky and the sun, covering all directions around BIGMOM, and she has nowhere to escape. Prometheus. BIGMOM shouted angrily, and the sun Prometheus beside him spit out monstrous fire and rushed into the sky. The lightsaber and the flame collided in the sky, triggering a series of explosions. The endless sea of AA flames spread, the shock waves scattered and poured, and the entire sky was shrouded in flames. Cake Island trembled violently, and the sea rolled up waves, as if the end was coming. Zeus. BIGMOM roared again. Thundercloud Zeus rushed into the sky. His size rapidly increased, and the cage charged the entire Cake Island. Endless thunder and lightning shot down from the black cloud and struck towards Lucifer. Dissipate. Lucifer is suspended in the sky, neither dodging nor avoiding. With just a whisper from the devil, the endless sea of AA flames and lightning disappeared in an instant. Conquer fire with fire, and thunder with thunder. Flame dragon breathing, DTN crazy thunder. The fruit of the word spirit triggers the regular power, and endless flames erupt from Lucifer's body, condensing to form a huge fire dragon with a size of more than 100 meters. The fire dragon swooped down, spit out endless flames, and charged at Prometheus. Prometheus couldn't dodge in time, was hit by the flames on the spot, and let out a miserable scream. It is not a skill to crush with the same attributes, but it is the real genius to crush with the same attributes. It's not over. Black dragon flash. Lucifer grabbed it with his big hand, and the surface of the fire dragon suddenly became pitch black. It was the highest density armament hockey. Yanlong wears armament hockey armor and turns into a black light falling from the sky. With a flash of black light, the screaming Prometheus was pierced on the spot and exploded into endless flames. Prometheus. Seeing that Prometheus was killed, BIGMOM roared with horror. However, this is just the beginning. Before she could react, Zeus' mournful cry came from the sky again. Countless thunder and lightning spears pierced the dark clouds in the sky, and the armament hockey and the power of rules contained in them hurt Zeus himself. The dark cloud shrunk rapidly, turning into a small black cloud and falling into the sky. Mom, save me. Zeus terrified and called for help, and quickly flew towards BIGMOM. Want to leave? The nether sword. Lucifer locked on to the fleeing Zeus, grabbed it with his big hand, and a long black sword suddenly condensed in his hand. The long sword pierced through the air, and one sword fell, leaving only a dazzling swordlight. Zeus, who was fleeing in flight, stagnated for a moment. Fear appeared on its humanized face, and then its body split in two from the middle. Mother. Zeus uttered a cry of terror, but the murderous swordlight had struck again. Countless swordlights hit Zeus in an instant, chopping him into countless pieces in an instant. The soul power in the black cloud was cut off, and thundercloud Zeus dissipated and perished. So far, the three homies created by BIGMOM with their own souls have all been killed. BIGMOM claims to be the pirate who controls the climate and conquers the sky, relying on Prometheus and Zeus created by her soul. Now they are all killed by Lucifer, and BIGMOM's own combat power is greatly reduced. Lucy. F.A. BIGMOM gritted his teeth, wanting to tear apart. She leapt to Lucifer's side and smashed her huge fist on Lucifer's head. The fist is pitch black with a glowing red exterior, covering both the armed color and the conqueror's hockey. The four emperors are all back to basics powerhouses. Hockey has been trained to ultimate. Even a random punch is incomparably terrifying. What's more, this is a punch from BIGMOM in a state of rage. Even a small island can be smashed with a single punch. Boom. A huge force erupted, causing a powerful shockwave. Endless airwaves roared and spread, sweeping across the entire Cake Island. Countless eyes on Cake Island stared at the sky, wondering whether BIGMOM's angry punch could hurt Lucifer. Is it dead? Even Lucifer can't block Mommy's fist. You deserve it, Lucifer. The eyes of many members of the Charlotte family showed delight. However, their excitement soon stopped, and instead their eyes widened, and the depths of their pupils were filled with disbelief and fear. Lucifer was still suspended in the sky, and the demon wings flapped slowly, barely changing position. One of Lucifer's palms blocked BIGMOM's iron fist, and the size of the two sides was clearly out of proportion. But it is this one palm that prevents BIGMOM from advancing an inch. Sure enough, you are too weak. Gravity crush. Lucifer pressed down with the palm of his hand, and there was a burst of powerful force. BIGMOM was hit by gravity, and suddenly let out a scream, and the huge body fell like a meteorite. Rumble. The moment BIGMOM fell, a huge hole was smashed out in the center of the Cake Island. Endless shockwaves erupted in all directions, causing changes in the Earth's crust. The island was shattered inch by inch, and pieces of island wreckage bulged up under the pressure. The whole Cake Island trembled violently, as if it would fall apart at any moment. Quick! Run away from this island is going to be destroyed. No place is safe, get out of here. A group of kings of the underground world and well-known pirates of the New World who watched the battle from a distance started their escape journey again. These people feel very bitter. They are obviously here to attend the tea party and enjoy the food. But before the banquet started, the four emperors' battle broke out, and they had no choice but to run for their lives. After finally escaping to a distance, I thought I could catch my breath, but now the more terrifying aftermath of the battle came again. They still have to run. These underground kings feel like they've become escape masters. Either running away, or on the way to escape. The members of the BIGMOM pirates and the Nether pirates who were fighting also temporarily stopped fighting and evacuated towards the shore. It's just that the evacuation method of the Nether pirates is much better than that of the BIGMOM pirates. After the demon elf Xiao He eats the door fruit, he can travel through different spaces at will. It appeared on Cake Island, rushed into the different space with Enel and others, and soon disappeared. But the members of the Charlotte family had no time to escape. Especially those who were comatose and unconscious. Under the aftermath of this battle, they were directly shocked to death by the shockwave, or squeezed into flesh by the ruins of the island. Ding. Host killed the pirate Charlotte Strong and got 14,000 killing points. Ding. Host killed the pirate Charlotte Konstaki and got 14,800 killing points. Ding. Host killed the pirate Charlotte Armand and got 19,500 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 3,500 killing points. Ding. Host killed the pirates and got 3,700 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 4,000 killing points. The electronic sound of the system kept ringing in Lucifer's mind, and a sum of killing points was credited, causing Lucifer's killing balance to skyrocket. Although it was only the aftermath of flying BIGMOM, many members of the BIGMOGM pirates died in the aftermath. Not only ordinary pirates, but also many Charlotte family members. When the shock wave stopped, the entire Cake Island was torn apart and turned into ruins. Countless pirates were buried under the ruins, and all they could see were broken corpses. What? Hateful. Charlotte Katakuri roared wildly, her voice full of grief and indignation. With just one glance, he saw the corpses of many brothers and sisters. They were living people a few minutes ago, but now they are all corpses. This makes Katakuri, who loves his family, somewhat unacceptable. Katakuri Big Brother. Members of the Charlotte family climbed out of the ruins one by one, all in a state of distress, and most of them were wounded. These are relatively strong cadres, so they can save their lives in the aftermath. Mother. Where is Mother? How is Mommy? Charlotte Cracker, Oven and others hurriedly asked. Everyone's eyes looked at the huge hole in the center of the island, and chills appeared all over their bodies. Even BIGMOM wouldn't feel good after receiving such a terrible blow from Lucifer. Boom. Suddenly, a powerful breath erupted from the pothole. With the shaking of the Earth's crust, BIGMOM broke through the ground. Katakuri and the others stared at BIGMOM, their eyes widened. They have never seen such a embarrassed BIGMOM. His whole body was dripping with blood, his hair was disheveled, and although his aura was still terrifying, it was a bit vain. Damn Lucifer, Nanny can't spare you. BIGMOM activated the ability of the soul fruit, and the wounds all over the body healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. At the same time, the scimitar Napoleon, which was broken in half, also returned to its original shape. Oh. Does the burn life heal itself? Lucifer knows the power of the soul fruit. In addition to making homies, BIGMOM can also recover from injuries and improve combat power by burning its own lifespan. However, BIGMOM only reborn Napoleon, but not Zeus and Prometheus. Obviously, BIGMOM also knows that Zeus and Prometheus are not much threat to Lucifer. The reason why she rebuilt Napoleon is because many of her tricks require weapons to perform. Under the effect of burning life, Big Mom's wounds healed quickly. But there were obviously a few more strands of white hair in her hair, and her face was even older. Lucifer, take it. Waiguo. BIGMOM slashed furiously with his sword, and slashed a huge shockwave of sword energy towards Lucifer. The shockwave came whistling, with an extremely wide range and extremely fast speed, making it almost impossible to dodge. This is a trick that BIGMOM learned from the giants. Combined with her monster-like physique and hockey, the power is stronger than that of the city humans. However, such an attack does not work on Lucifer. Dark Cave Black Hole. Lucifer grabbed it with his big hand, and the space in front of him suddenly shattered, and a black hole appeared. The black hole rotates slowly, and the inside is pitch black, as if it can swallow everything. Others felt a twinge of pain in their eyes just by looking at it. That black hole seems to be able to swallow even the eyes. Boom. The giant sword energy shockwave hit the black hole, and was completely swallowed by the black hole directly. Such an earth-shattering attack was silently resolved by Lucifer. Back to you. Lucifer hooked his finger, and a shockwave of sword energy shot out from the black hole in the dark cave, which is BIGMOM's unique move. Boom. The shock wave of sword energy hit BIGMOM, but she blocked it with the Emperor's sword. She never thought that one day she would be slapped in the face by her own trick. Gravity crush. Lucifer's killer move came again, and another powerful force of gravity hit BIGMOM. BIGMOM's feet sank, and he was immediately crushed to the ground. Universal pull. Before BIGMOM came back to his senses, Lucifer had already changed his moves. Endless gravitational force bound BIGMOM heavily and pulled it to the sky. BIGMOM didn't want to be caught without a fight, and swung the Emperor's sword to chop out a huge shockwave of sword energy again. But such a tactic was useless, and was easily resolved by Lucifer. Lucifer's figure flashed, and he teleported directly in front of BIGMOM, and his palm hit her chest. Super Shenluo Tianzheng. Boom. Super strong repulsive burst, which also incorporates armament hockey, conqueror's hockey. The power cannot be described in words. BIGMOM was immediately sent flying, turning into a meteor and falling from the sky. In midair, BIGMOM vomited blood and screamed piercingly. She rolled her eyes and nearly lost consciousness. With a loud bang, BIGMDM landed on the Cake Island. The Cake Island was hit hard again, and it was directly torn apart. Mother. Katakuri, Cracker and others on the edge of the island roared in horror and felt chills all over their bodies. Impossible. Mom is the strongest pirate in the world. How could she lose? Lucifer. Why is that bastard Lucifer so strong? She is just a newcomer. Why is she better than her mother? The Charlotte family is full of despair. They never thought that BIGMOM would be defeated one day. But the facts are right in front of them, and they cannot be disbelieved. Judging from the current situation, as long as the battle continues, BIGMOM will undoubtedly lose. Perhaps, BIGMOM has lost. After being hit by Lucifer's terrorist attack just now, BIGMOM was seriously injured even if he didn't die. Many kings of the underground world and well-known pirates of the New World in the distant sea all held their breath at this moment, gulping their saliva wildly, and the shock in their hearts could not be added. Today's battle let them know what is called the 4-level combat power. It also let them know how terrifying the demon Lucifer is. Such a powerful BIGMOM couldn't hurt a single hair of Lucifer, and was crushed by him all the way. We lost. BIGMOM is about to lose. It's amazing, this fight. The demon Lucifer is going to be the new emperor. 4 emperors. BIGMOM is falling. Although BIGMOM is not dead yet, her chances of winning are slim. No one thinks that BIGMOM can survive in Lucifer's hands. Some pirate groups on the sea have begun to escape secretly. They are all pirates under the banner of BIGMOM, and they all rely on BIGMOM's reputation to survive in New World. Now that the backing of BIGMOM is about to collapse, of course they have to escape in time. Otherwise, when Lucifer finishes solving BIGMOM, they will be the ones to suffer. In the sky, Lucifer flapped his demon wings with an indifferent expression. His observation hockey has been locked on BIGMOM, knowing that she was seriously injured, but not completely dead. Sword of Judgment. Weeping blood and cutting the sky. Lucifer raised his palm, and a huge sword with a length of more than 100 meters was generated out of thin air, covered with armed color and conqueror's hockey in an instant. It's over, Big MOM. Just when Lucifer was about to launch the final blow to completely kill BIGMOM, there was a sound of dragon roaring suddenly in the distant sky. Lucifer frowned. Observation hockey already sensed that a powerful aura was rapidly approaching. He raised his eyes and saw the dark clouds rolling violently in the distance, and it seemed that something was about to break through the clouds. There seems to be something in the cloud. What's that? Talon. Is it a monster? No, that's a dragon, a legendary dragon. Members of the Charlotte family headed by Katakuri, who watched the battle of the underground world king on the sea, also discovered the change in the sky. I saw a huge dragon claw sticking out amidst the dark clouds rolling, and a huge dragon tail looming. Finally, the deafening dragon chant sounded again. A huge dragon's head protruded from the dark clouds, and he looked down at Lucifer with murderous intent in his pupils. The giant dragon slowly drilled out of the clouds, revealing its huge dragon body. The dragon's body hovered in the sky, swimming back and forth, exuding a terrifying power. A violent gust of wind suddenly blew up around, the sea roared furiously, and countless pirate ships swayed back and forth, as if they would capsize at any moment. Kaido. He actually came too. Lucifer naturally knew the identity of this blue dragon, which was one of the 4 emperors, Kaido of the beasts. At the same time, the people below also recognized Kaido's identity. Kaido. This is Kaido. Why does Kaido, one of the 4 emperors, appear here? Could it be because of Lucifer too? By the way, I heard that some time ago Lucifer beheaded Jack the Drow of the Beast's pirates. Kaido should have come to seek revenge from Lucifer. How much courage does Lucifer have to fight against 4 emperors by himself? To fight against 4 emperors by himself, how brave is Lucifer? The countless spectators were already stunned, and they were beyond shocked. Only Morgans, whose body kept shaking, became more and more agitated. He took a camera and shot Kaido in the sky, muttering to himself. Big news, really big news. First BIGMOMG, now Kaido has joined. It seems that there are still variables in the battle situation. Is Kaido and BIGMOM teaming up to deal with Lucifer, or is it a 3-party melee? I'm really looking forward to it. Today's changes in the situation are too sudden and too complicated. First, Lucifer made a big fuss at the tea party of the BIGMOM pirates, and then a full-scale war broke out between the Nether pirates and the BIGMOM pirates. Afterwards, Lucifer fiercely fought 4 emperors BIGMOM, crushing him and severely wounding him. And just when Lucifer was about to kill BIGMOM, 4 emperors Kaido suddenly joined the battlefield. Let the outcome of this war become more confusing. Lucifer, arrogant brat, lousy, finally found you. The blue dragon in the sky roared, and the sound of Tuesday 8-7 rumbled. Hot interest. A huge long column of flames came through the air, penetrating thousands of meters in an instant. This is Kaido's special skill. It is very powerful. It can evaporate a mountain in an instant, and it can also penetrate an island in an instant. Doomsday. Lucifer raised his hand and pointed, and the huge sword over 100 meters suddenly shot up into the sky, colliding with the flaming dragon's breath. Rumble. The great sword split the dragon's breath, and endless flames exploded and filled the sky. The sky with a radius of several miles was shrouded in flames, like a doomsday disaster. Gravity crush, universal pull. Lucifer grabbed it with his big hand, and the sky exploded with infinite gravitational pressure on Kaido, and Lucifer's palm also erupted with infinite gravitational force to pull the blue dragon that rose into the sky. Qinglong's body is too huge to dodge at all. Under the double attack of gravitational force, Qinglong Kaido's huge body crashed down. Rumble. Kaido's huge dragon body hit the Cake Island, making the broken Cake Island even more broken. Some broken wrecks sank faster. Roar. Qinglong roared to the sky, his body became smaller at a speed visible to the naked eye, and finally turned into a dragon man with a height of more than 10 meters. There are 3 forms of zone fruit ability users: human form, animal form, and beastman form. Compared with the human form and the animal form, the orc form combines the 2 characteristics of the human form and the animal form, and its combat power is the strongest among the 3 forms. It's quite capable, Ghost. Even that old woman was defeated by you. Kaido transformed into a draconian, wielding a mace, and his voice boomed. When he saw the tragic battlefield on Cake Island, he already knew that BIGMOM had lost. Lucifer was suspended in the sky, with a cold voice. If you didn't come, she would have died just now. What? You want to save her? HMPH, Lousy is not interested in saving people. Lousy just wants to kill you. Go to hell. Kaido leapt, jumped into the air, and the huge mace had smashed Lucifer's head. Thunder 8 trigrams. Small skills, because of spraying. Lucifer blasted out with a punch that turned into a giant lava that met Kaido's mace pair. Conqueror's hockey erupted, sparking black-red lightning, and the sky cracked open again. Go away. Lucifer's punch exploded, and the giant lava fist crushed Kaido's hockey in an instant. A huge fist of lava slammed into Kaido's chest. Rumble. Kaido turned into a meteor and shot backwards, with endless shockwaves wrapped around his body. Large pieces of dragon scales disintegrated, and Kaido couldn't help spitting blood. Immortality? Invincible defense? It all became a joke under Lucifer's fist. Universal pull. Before Kaido landed, Lucifer pulled him back. At the same time, Kaido turned into a blue dragon again, and breathed out a hot breath towards Lucifer. Call out. Lucifer dodged the heat and teleported to the sky above Kaido's head, and at some point a golden lightsaber had condensed in his hand. Doomsday. Call out. A cold light flashed, and blood shot out. Lucifer's golden light long sword has pierced the chest of Qinglong Kaido, directly through his dragon body. How is this possible? Kaido's eyes widened in disbelief. He didn't expect that Lucifer broke through his invincible defense so easily. It is 10 times and 100 times more terrifying than the original Kazuki Oden. Go to hell. Lucifer pressed down with a sword, and Duo fell into the sky. Rumble. The golden sword exploded violently, and endless flames soared into the air, forming a huge mushroom cloud. It's not over yet. Lightsaber Bachi Chong Guyu. Meteor volcano. Lucifer soared into the air, waved his big hand, and countless golden lightsabers crashed down. After the lightsaber, hundreds of huge lava volcanic bombs crashed down. Boom. 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 Continuous bombing covered every corner of Cake Island. The island was so full of flames that no complete buildings could be seen. There are only endless explosions and flames everywhere. On the sea, the crowd watching the battle was already stunned. In front of their eyes, the Cake Island has disappeared, and there is only a sea of a fire-burning raging fire. Strong, too strong. The spectators swallowed their saliva frantically at this moment. Kaido won't die, will he? And Bigmom, she hasn't moved for a long time, she should be dead? Lucifer defeated 2-4 emperors by himself, it's unbelievable. Everyone looked at Lucifer suspended in the sky, as if they were looking at a god. Roar. Suddenly, there was a roar of dragon roar in the sea of a fire, and the endless howling wind blew away the flames. Tornado bad wind. The huge green dragon hovered up, and the whole body was shrouded in a violent gust of wind. The violent wind seemed to be composed of countless sharp blades, cutting all the flames. I saw a huge blood hole appearing on the body of the giant dragon, faintly visible bones and flesh, blood gushing out like a fountain. Ordinary people would fall into a coma even if they did not die after receiving such injuries, but Duo still maintained a strong combat power. Did it miss? Lucifer aimed for Kaido's heart, but he was too big in dragon form, and the location of the heart was not easy to find. Hey, old woman, you're not dead yet. Kaido's huge pupils stared at Lucifer, but he was speaking to Bigmom. Ah, my old lady will not die in the hands of a brat. Bigmom jumped out of the sea of AA flames, and there was a mass of flames under his feet. At this moment, her form changed again. The originally obese and bloated figure has become extremely thin, his face is full of wrinkles, and his red hair has all turned white. Although the blood hole in her stomach was still bleeding crazily, her condition was much better. Is life burning again? Bigmom was hit by Lucifer's Super Shinra Tenjung before, and Lucifer directly opened a blood hole in his stomach. Such an injury cannot be healed in a short time. Unless Bigmom heals itself by burning lifespan. But this method is undoubtedly drinking poison to quench thirst. And looking at her current appearance, the lifespan of this burning is not a year or two, but at least 10 years, or even 20 years. There is a limit to the burning life of soul fruit, and Bigmom can't use it too many times. Being beaten like this by a kid, old woman, you are really useless. HMPH, isn't it the same for you yourself? What qualifications do you have to say about my wife? Bigmom looked at Kaido, a blood hole had been opened in his Qinglong's abdomen. Okay. I want to talk nonsense, I want to reminisce about the old days, and there will be time to talk about it when I go to hell. The big handprint of the sage, crushed by gravity. Lucifer didn't want to talk nonsense with the two of them, so he raised his hand and pressed it down, and the golden light shone in the void, forming a huge palm with a diameter of more than 100 meters and 4.7 inches. The palm covered the sky and fell down with a bang, hitting Kaido and Bigmom. At the same time, there is super gravity crushing on Kaido and Bigmom. Hot interest. Emperor Sword. Qinglong Kaido resisted the gravity, spit out a huge flame column from his mouth, and hit his palm. Bigmom also waved the big sword in his hand at the same time, chopping out a huge shockwave of sword energy. The extreme moves collided, the gravity field was broken, and Lucifer's Sage Mahamudra was also smashed. The power of the 2-4 Emperor's joint attack is really not a joke. Die. Lucifer Kid. Overlord. Kaido changed back to the dragon form, and stood with Bigmom. Both of them waved the huge weapons in their hands at the same time. A group of extremely terrifying shockwaves whizzed out, which combined the armed colors of the 2-4 Emperors and Conquerors Hockey, and the power could destroy an island in an instant. Well done. Lightsaber Overlord Myriad Tribulations. Lucifer condensed a giant lightsaber over 500 meters, covered with high-density armed colors and Conqueror's Haki, and slashed down at the shockwave. Boom. The moment the extreme moves collided, the world was overshadowed. In an instant, all sounds seemed to be lost between heaven and earth. Endless rays of light burst out, covering the sky and the sun, drowning everything within a radius of several kilometers. Many underground kings and pirates watching the battle from a distance were all blind at this moment. There was nothing else to see except the dazzling light in his eyes. A gigantic pitch-black sphere emerged from the endless sea, a combination of shockwave, slash, armament Haki, and Conqueror's Haki. Several forces erupted in an instant, the sea was torn apart, and a huge hollow appeared. The shockwave generated by the collision of extreme moves exploded. Huge waves with a height of hundreds of meters roared in all directions, and this sea area seemed to be hit by a natural disaster. Escape. Run away. The pirates stared dumbfounded at the huge tsunami that hit them, their brains went blank with fright. However, they were engulfed by the tsunami before they could escape from the sea. The Nether traveled through different spaces and escaped smoothly just before the tsunami struck. Enel, Cavendish and others survived the catastrophe. Looking at the hundreds of pirate ships engulfed by the tsunami behind them, they all gasped. Only many kings of the underground world and senior cadres of the Charlotte family could survive the tsunami. The other pirates, royal families, and BIGMOMG-affiliated pirates who came to the tea party were all swallowed by the tsunami. The number of people who died in an instant is beyond calculation. Ding. Host killed the pirates and got 4,700 killing points. Ding. Host kills pirates and miscellaneous soldiers, and gets 3,800 kill points for 10 kills. Ding. Host killed the pirates and got 5,700 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 4,500 killing points. A series of system prompts sounded in Lucifer's mind, causing Lucifer's killing point balance to rise continuously. However, Lucifer ignored them. His observation Haki has been covering the sea below, looking for the breath of Kaido and BIGMOM. Found it. Lucifer's eyes flickered coldly, and the next second, he disappeared directly in place. Call out. Lucifer appeared in front of BIGMOM, and a round of invisible slashes appeared in his palm. Vacuum cutting. Puff. A cold light flashed, and blood gushed out. BIGMOM's chest was cut by Lucifer with a huge wound with deep visible bone. What? BIGMOM let out a shrill scream, and his whole body was knocked into the air by the huge force carried by the slash. Successful section Yin Naraku. Lucifer was about to take advantage of the victory to pursue and kill BIGMOM completely, but Kaido's ultimate move came at this time. A huge mace fell from the sky and hit Lucifer's head. Blinding black, lightning, spills from the mace that's armor color and Conqueror's Haki. Little devil, go to hell. The wall of vacuum. Lucifer raised his palm against the sky, creating a vacuum wall to block Kaido's killing move. If you want to kill me, you are still far away. Empty shock. Lucifer made a fist with his right hand, and a transparent halo appeared on the fist. That is. Kaido's pupils shrank, and he recognized the familiar posture and familiar strength at a glance. What Lucifer is using now is Whitebeard's shock fruit power. Crush me. Lucifer slammed Kaido's chest with a punch, and there was a series of clicks, and the space was filled with cobweb cracks and exploded. Kaido's body was also shattered at this moment, and blood spurted out of his mouth desperately. He was blown away by Lucifer, his chest was sunken, he didn't know how many bones were broken, and all his internal organs were seriously injured. Ice Age. Lucifer's killing move was launched again, and the palm of his hand burst into an extremely cold air, which would freeze in an instant. The cold spread, freezing the surrounding space. The sea under their feet was also frozen, forming a continent of ice. An iceberg emerged, and Kaido was frozen in the iceberg. Sound cannon. At this moment, the seriously injured BIGMOM charged again, swiping his sword and slashing a round of high-density laser rays at Lucifer. That is the ultimate killer move formed by combining flames, lightning and slashing. Its power can penetrate an island in an instant. Go back to me. Lucifer raised his hand and gave the order. The power of words and spirits triggers the power of rules, and quickly captures and locks the laser rays. Afterwards, the laser beam changed its direction and returned to the original path to shoot towards BIGMOM. Nani? BIGMOM opened his mouth wide, looking dazed. In the next second, she was hit head-on by her ultimate move. There were bursts of BIGMOM screams in the air, and her body flew upside down like a cannonball. Universal pull. Lucifer grabbed BIGMOM with a big hand, pulled back BIGMOM, and hit her stomach again. Super Shenluo Tianzheng. Boom. The shockwave burst out instantly. The terrifying repulsive force that combined armed color and conqueror's haki erupted, directly breaking through BIGMOM's flesh and blood, and piercing through her body. The ice continent behind BIGMOM was directly plowed into a 1,000-meter-long gully by the shockwave. Blood spurted wildly, flesh and blood spattered. BIGMOM's eyes turned white, his consciousness was already very blurred, and he was on the verge of collapse. Boom. BIGMOM knelt down on both knees, and the huge long sword in his hand fell powerlessly and plunged into the ice. After receiving heavy blows from Lucifer one after another, Big Mom's vitality has reached zero, and there is no longer any strength to fight back. Now she can't do it even if she wants to burn her lifespan. Rumble. At this moment, the iceberg exploded, and Kaido finally escaped. Linlin. Kaido let out a roar, looking at Lucifer with a trace of fear in his eyes. After a fierce battle, Kaido finally understood that Lucifer in front of him was stronger than him. It's impossible for him to beat Lucifer. Roar. Kaido turned into a blue dragon form again, soaring directly into the sky, and flew up to 1,000-meter altitude. Hot interest. Bad wind. Thick flame breath and countless huge wind blades spit out from Kaido's mouth and crashed down towards Lucifer. After releasing the ultimate move, Kaido didn't look at the result, and fled overseas directly. Want to go? Lucifer narrowed his eyes, trying to use gravity to keep Kaido behind. However, BIGMOM, who was kneeling in front of him, suddenly burst out with an extremely powerful aura. A black-purple field erupted from her body, instantly engulfing Lucifer, covering a radius of several kilometers. Life. The sharp sound of the terrifying conqueror's haki erupted from BIGMOM directly shook Lucifer's soul. Soul spell? Want to take my life away? BIGMOM, as a soul fruit-capable person, can directly communicate with other people's souls. At this time, BIGMOM has released the soul spell. As long as there is the slightest fear of her, the soul will be taken away by her. Is it the last ultimate move before dying? It seems that you were really at the end of the road. Lucifer noticed that BIGMOM's eyes were still rolling white at the moment, and he hadn't regained consciousness yet. It proves that she is triggering the power of the soul fruit through instinct at this moment, not actively manipulating it. A mere soul spell is naturally useless to Lucifer. There was no fear in Lucifer's heart. The surrounding horrors of Soul Realm and Conqueror's haki are like a breeze. The Sword of Judgment. Lucifer grabbed it with his big hand, and a golden lightsaber appeared in his hand. It's over. Big MOM. Clang. With a horizontal slash of the sword, a dazzling golden swordlight was left between the sky and the earth, flying for thousands of meters. The world was dead silent, and there were ripples in the space, as if even the space had been split in half. BIGMOM's head soared into the sky, and large swaths of blood spurted out from the cut neck, splashing 3 feet high. Along with BIGMOM's head, the clouds in the sky were cut off. Thousands of meters above the sky, a gap was opened in the thick black clouds, which was where the sword light passed. The 2 black clouds slowly parted, and the sun finally set again. Several rays of sunlight pierced through the clouds, and one of them shone on BIGMOM's headless body. Plop. BIGMOM's head fell and rolled around 10 times on the ice. Ding. Host killed the pirate Charlotte Linlin and got 450,000 killing points. The system's prompt sounded, completely announced the death of 4 emperors BIGMOM. Killing 4 emperors would yield a lot of killing points, a total of 450,000. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament haki. Pinnacle observation haki, Pinnacle. Conqueror's haki. Domain kill points, 758000. Originally Lucifer had 100,000 kill points, plus BIGMOM's 450,000 kill points and the kill points obtained in previous battles. Lucifer's total kill points came to 7,580,000. Gaining more than 650,000 killing points at one time is the biggest gain since Lucifer went to sea. Be born again. Lucifer stretched out his palm and directed at BIGMOM's corpse to issue a spiritual command. The power of the word spirit is activated, and the power of the soul fruit is captured. Lucifer fuses it with a fruit, and the soul fruit is reborn. The development of devil fruit requires talent. The power of the soul fruit is very strong, but it also depends on the person who uses it. The previous owner of the soul fruit, Sister Carmelite, got it and only became a human trafficker. But Bigmom got it, conquered the sky, controlled the climate, and became the only female 4 emperors in New World. After the system appraisal, the soul fruit is worth 150,000 killing points, which is more expensive than a Doflamingo. Sure enough, hunting the 4 emperors is the biggest killing point feast. The corners of Lucifer's mouth curled up, in a good mood. Kill Bigmom and get 450,000 killing points. If the system is allowed to recycle the soul fruit, it can add another 150,000 strength. The combination of the two is a total of 600,000 killing points. Unfortunately, letting Kaido escape is a bit of a fly in the ointment. Lucifer covered the observation hockey with a radius of more than 10 kilometers, and Kaido's breath could no longer be found. The flying speed of Qinglong is very fast. When Lucifer kills Bigmom, Kaido has already escaped. Although Kaido said that he wanted to die, he wanted someone to kill him. But in the real face of death, he will not stand still. Rather than saying that Kaido wants to commit suicide and seek relief, it is better to say that Kaido is enjoying the refreshing feeling of committing suicide and not dying. Wait, Kaido, you can't escape. Although Kaido escaped this time, the monk could not escape the temple if he could escape. The world is so big. Where can Kaido go? Sooner or later, Lucifer will catch him again. On the endless sea, there is a fleet of pirates. All members of the Charlotte family gathered here, waiting for the final result of the battle. They very much hope that Bigmom can win the final victory, so that the glory of Bigmom pirates can continue. But as the battle progressed, everyone had a bad feeling in their hearts. And as Qinglong Kaido escaped from the battlefield, many members of the Charlotte family panicked even more. Sure enough, it didn't take long for them to discover that the life belonging to Bigmom in their hands had been burned to ashes. Mother. No, I cannot. How could Mom die? Mom is the strongest pirate in the world, she is going to become backquote. The members of the Charlotte family are in mourning. 10 of them can't believe the fact that Bigmom was killed. But the disappearance of the life card happened right in front of his eyes, and the facts were irrefutable. Bigmom is dead, killed by the demon Lucifer. Lucifer, that bastard, actually killed Mom. Damn it, what should we do now? Kill Lucifer to avenge my mother. Impossible. Lucifer is too powerful, we alone have no chance of revenge. Damn it. Charlotte Cracker, Charlotte Smoothie, Charlotte Perispero and others are at a loss, full of despair at the moment, and feel that the future is dark. Everyone's eyes were on Katakuri at the bow, and now only Katakuri was the backbone. Retreat, we have no hope for stock revenge. Leave the sea of 10,000 nations first, and what will happen later? Before Katakuri finished speaking, he stopped abruptly. The pupils of his eyes lit up red, and pictures of the future appeared in his mind. Quick, go. Katakuri's voice was shrill, filled with endless fear. That's too late. Suddenly a voice sounded, and at the same time, an aura of coercion enveloped all members of the Charlotte family. Under the coercion of this momentum, everyone was unable to move, and some even lost consciousness or knelt on the deck. Lucifer appeared in the sky above the bow, looking down at them. There was no emotional fluctuation in Lucifer's eyes, only extremely cold killing intent. After Lucifer appeared, the space behind Lucifer suddenly split open, and Nether flew out of it. Enel, Weevil, Cavendish and other cadres all stood on the deck. The ghost pirates are all here. Yeah ha ha ha, so they are all hiding here? The war is not over yet, where do you want to flee to? Enel turned into a flash of lightning, teleported to the mast of the Queen Mother Anthem, and a murderous aura erupted from him. The previous war between the Ghost Pirates and the Bigmom Pirates was stopped midway due to the aftermath of the battle between Lucifer and Bigmom. Enel has never had a good time playing. Now that Lucifer has killed Bigmom and returned with a big victory, Enel of course wants to restart the war. Hey blah blah blah, kill these people, our Nether Pirates will be the new 4 emperors, right? I'm really looking forward to it. The position of 4 emperors is easily obtained. In terms of ridiculing and cursing, killing and punishing people, Guy is the strongest in the Nether Pirates. His words, matched with his triumphant expression, brought the murderous heart to the ultimate level. Although it seemed that even his companions wanted to beat him up violently, it was undeniable that what he said was true. The Charlotte family, which lost BIGMOM, can no longer compete with the ghost pirates. Now, they are a group of lambs waiting to be slaughtered. Lucifer. Katakuri gritted his teeth and looked at the person above him, tightly holding the trident in his hand, subconsciously protecting his brothers and sisters behind him. BIGMOM is gone. He is the strongest in the BIGMOM pirates, so naturally he has to take the responsibility of protecting his family. If you want to hurt my family, walk over my dead body first. Katakuri brandished his trident and let out a roar. A stream of Conqueror's haki erupted from his body. That's right, our Charlotte family are not to be trifled with. And me too. Come if you want to. Cracker, Smoothie, Perispero and others also stepped forward to stand with Katakuri. These people stand together, but there is a little bit of power. Seeing Katakuri showing Conquerors, Jack was a little surprised. Is he also a Conqueror's Awakened? His qualifications are good. As expected of the highest masterpiece of the Charlotte family, it's really extraordinary. HMPH, isn't it just Conquerors? What's the big deal? Enel said sour words, but Lucifer and others could tell that he was jealous. Conqueror's haki, the power that only one person in a million will awaken, is the aptitude of a king. The owners are all powerful in the sea. Lucifer fought BIGMOM and Kaido alone today, and Enel also saw the Conqueror's power displayed. He also wanted to have this power, but alas, he didn't. The Conqueror's isn't something he wants, he's not a chosen one. No matter how hard you practice, nothing is nothing. Want to fight me? The corners of Lucifer's mouth curled up, he didn't show any disdain, just a little playful. Boom. A momentum erupted from Lucifer, and Katakuri, Cracker, Smoothie and others were immediately crushed to their knees on the deck. Although it is also Conquerors, its power and momentum are not on the same level at all. If you want to fight me, you are still a little bit close. The flat voice rang in the ears of Katakuri and the others. Lucifer's tone was very flat, without any sarcasm, just stating a fact. Big MOM is dead. As the loser, you must be ready to die, right? The world of pirates is so cruel, it is only natural for the loser to lose everything. However, I can give you a chance to survive and submit to me. As long as you work for me, you can live. This is my last mercy, whether you can live or not depends on your choice. Kindness? Katakuri and the members of the Charlotte family felt that they had heard a big joke. Killed our mothers, destroyed our pride and dignity, made us homeless, and now want us to work for the enemy who killed our mothers, and still call it kindness? Katakuri and other members of the Charlotte family gritted their teeth in anger. If they could, they would like to tear Lucifer into pieces and chop him into a puree. Stop joking. How could we work for you? That's right, don't even think about it. Even if we die, we will not surrender. Charlotte Oven and Charlotte Mondor roared and looked at Lucifer's eyes full of hatred, as if they wanted to swallow Lucifer alive. Oh? Are you handsome? Lucifer smiled slightly. Oh, really? Lucifer smiled slightly. As soon as the smile appeared, Katakuri's expression changed drastically. Don't want. Before the words fell, the bodies of Charlotte Oven and Charlotte Mondor exploded. Blood and pieces of flesh splattered in all directions, splashing all over the body next to him. Ding. Host killed Charlotte Oven and got 35,000 killing points. Ding. Host beheaded Charlotte Mundal and got 21,000 killing points. Ding. Host killed the pirate Charlotte Streetmark and got 14,000 killing points. 3 system prompts sounded, and Lucifer gained 70,000 kill points again, bringing the total kill points to 828,000. At the same time, Lucifer reharvested 2 devil fruits. Among the 3, only Oven and Mondor are capable. Katakuri was also splattered with blood. He felt endless anger coming up in his heart, and at the same time endless sadness. Died. He lost 3 more family members. Just for saying one word, Lucifer killed them all. And Lucifer was always smiling when he killed. Killing people while talking and laughing, leaving no bones. Lucifer's methods are more ruthless than he imagined. Katakuri finally understands why Lucifer has the nickname, Devil. Sure enough, there is a wrong name, but there is no wrong nickname. He really is a complete demon. Wrong choice will kill you, what do you think? Lucifer raised fingers and slid across the heads of many members of the Charlotte family, all of them felt their scalps go numb. I promise. Katakuri lowered his head and gritted his teeth. Katakuri. To shut up. Just as Cracker was about to speak, Katakuri called him back. Cracker, we have no choice. We still have so many families to save, we can't die. Now even if you kneel down and beg, Give up all your dignity, and beg for mercy, you still have to live. Our family can only live if we live. Cracker, I know you are not afraid of death, but Noel Mander and they are still very young. What will they do if we die? Aunt 4 Emperors has a total of 46 sons and 39 daughters, and the younger ones are only 4 to 6 years old. There are also many underage ones. Now that the aunt is dead, if they die too, these people will definitely not be able to survive. Cracker froze, bit his lip tightly, and directly bit his lip to bleed out blood. He was speechless. Katakuri raised his head, looked at Lucifer, and said in a low voice, I am willing to serve you loyally, I just ask you to spare my family and let them live. Katakuri, you are indeed a smart and decisive person. Lucifer smiled and said, I agreed to your request, as long as you serve me loyally, you will naturally be my subordinates, and of course they can live. Actually, serving me is much better than serving Bigmom. After all, I have a good temper, and I won't go crazy from time to time and kill people casually. I know that, when the old woman in Bigmom suffered from food cravings, she didn't recognize her relatives, and even ate her own children. Right? Katakuri's face was ugly, and Cracker, Perispero and others were also pale. They were left speechless by Lucifer's question, not knowing how to refute. Because what Lucifer said is true, Bigmom with cravings is terrifying, and there are not a few children who were killed or even eaten by her. Hey, it's true, she can even kill and eat her own child. What kind of monster is that old woman? Enel, Cavendish and the others were also taken aback by what Lucifer said. Tigers do not eat their children, they have never heard of such a mother. Is such a person also qualified to be a mother? Stop kidding. It is said that the 4 emperors are all inhuman monsters, but Bigmom is really a monster among monsters. Hey blah 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 blah. Bigmom wasn't born as a cannibal, right? Guy gloated a little. There are many races in the world of One Piece, and the cannibals are just legendary races, not in reality. But Bigmom's behavior is more terrifying than cannibals. Because even cannibals will not eat their own children. Okay, let's gather the remnants. From today onwards, Torrent in the Sea of A Nations is my domain. All the islands that originally belonged to the Bigmom pirates are indispensable. Katakuri, you lead the team to do it yourself, and you should know how to deal with rebels. Yes, Captain Lucifer. Katakuri lowered his head and said respectfully. In this way, Lucifer successfully regained the remnants of the Bigmom pirates. Although Lucifer was honored as the 5 emperors by the major forces in the New World before, his power was too weak. The total number of crew members on board is less than 10, and there is no territory. Now that the seas of all nations have been recovered, Lucifer's power can be compared with that of Whitebeard, Kaido and Red Hair. In the distance of the sea, there are several gorgeous merchant ships parked. They are the rides of the kings of the underworld. Morgans, president of the World Economic News Agency, Lou Ferret, the underground usurer, Umit, the shipping king, Gibson, the concealed master of the warehouse industry, Delagupiedro, the funeral director, and Strick, the queen of the pleasure district west is all here. Their eyes were complicated, and the shock on their faces had not subsided. The war is over. Yeah, the final winner is the demon Lucifer. It's really amazing, Bigmom actually died in battle. 4 emperors fell, and a new 4 emperors was born. After only 1 year of debut, he became 4 emperors. Lucifer is more legendary than Red Hair. The kings of the underground world expressed their feelings one by one, each with their own plans in their hearts. Only Morgans looked uplifted. Big news, the big news this time will definitely affect the whole world. Everyone, let's take a step ahead, we must immediately inform the whole world of this incident. Morgans flapped his wings, flew into the sky, and soon left the sea. Then, the little girl will take a step first. Queen of the Pleasure District Stracy also left the sea in her own boat. Once back on board, however, she dialed a number with the phone bug. Hi, it's me. Yes, the battle is over, and Lucifer has won the final victory. Bigmom is dead. Kaido escaped with serious injuries, and Lucifer has subdued all the remnants of Bigmom pirates. Lucifer's strength has exceeded expectations, and Bigmom and Kaido are no match for him. Sorry, I don't know if Lucifer is injured, they fought too hard for me to get close. Yes, I suggest canceling this operation. It's a pity that I have been undercover in Bigmom for so many years. Yes, I will find a way to establish cooperation with Lucifer and obtain more information about him. Obey, Lord Ghost. Stracy hung up the phone respectfully. On the surface, she is the queen of the pleasure district, one of the kings of the underground world. But her real identity is an agent of the world government CPO. Stracy accepted the order of the world's government to break into the underground world and eventually became one of the underground kings. Over the years, she has sent back countless precious information to the world government. Stracy and Bigmom have been friends for many years, and they call her sister, and they are almost good sisters. But Bigmom never thought that the woman he had been friends with would be an undercover agent of the government of the world. For so many years, the internal information of the Bigmom pirates has all been transmitted back to the world government through the hands of Stracy. The world government is very clear about every move of the Bigmom pirates. Beyond the 10,000 Nations Sea, on the endless Wangyang Sea, there is a marine fleet approaching the 10,000 Nations Sea. There are a total of 10 ships in the fleet, all of which are warships of the highest specification and can carry 1,000 marine soldiers. The team is led by Admiral Akainu and Admiral Kizaru, with 5 naval headquarters elite vice admirals and 10 rear admirals. This is a stronger force than Buster Call. The purpose of Marine is Lucifer and 4 emperors Bigmom. When Lucifer and Bigmom were at war, the CP spies hiding in Cake Island had sent the news back to naval headquarters. Sengoku acted decisively and directly dispatched all the marine static elites of the New World G1 branch. Sengoku let Lucifer into the New World, just to let Lucifer and the 4 emperors' pirate dogs bite the dog, and Marine reap the benefits. This opportunity has finally come, and Sengoku will not miss it. Admiral Akainu dispatched immediately after receiving the order to attack Lucifer. Lucifer killed his confidant Doberman, damaged his reputation and affected his official career. Akainu has long hated Lu, Cypher to the bone. On the bow, Admiral Akainu stood with his chest folded, Marine's coat fluttering in the wind, exuding an aura that no strangers should enter. The Marine soldiers behind him looked at Akainu's back and swallowed wildly, sighing in their hearts that it was indeed Akainu Admiral, and his aura was terrifying. However, when they saw another Marine Admiral, things went wrong. Admiral Kizaru was lying on a beach chair with an umbrella on his head. The personal adjutant behind him made a cup of tea and handed it to him. Kizaru took the teacup, took a sip, and narrowed his eyes in satisfaction. What? Kizaru let out a long sour sigh, and then lay down on the beach chair again. That appearance is no different from a salted fish. The salted fish has to be turned over in the sun, but Kizaru doesn't seem to even want to turn the noodles in the sun. The same Marine Admiral, how can there be such a big gap? This is the common thought of many Marine soldiers. As a Marine, shouldn't you fight against evil and be high-spirited? How could Kizaru Admiral be like this? This is the common question of countless Marine soldiers. Akainu glanced at Kizaru behind him indiscriminately and snorted coldly. Radical, he has never been used to the lazy style of Kizaru and Aokiji. That's why he wanted to become the Marshal of Marine, implement his approach to the entire army, and build Marine into an iron-blooded army that thoroughly upholds absolute justice. Well, Sakazuki, don't be so serious, the war hasn't started yet. For Akainu's dissatisfaction, Kizaru didn't take it to heart. Also Marine Admiral, Akainu can't control him yet. Actually, Kizaru didn't want to carry out this mission. For Lucifer, that horrible monster, Kizaru never wants to face him again. But who made him fast? Akainu can send troops directly from the New World G1 branch, but another admiral must come from Marineford. Aokiji wasn't fast enough to just let him come. It's really troublesome. I have to face that monster Lucifer again. The old man just wants to sit quietly in the office and drink tea. Why do you have to go to trouble with that monster? If I get injured again this time, I have to ask Mr. Sengoku to pay me 10 times the work-related compensation. For Kizaru's words, Akainu just gave a cold snort in response. He was not a talkative person. Suddenly, the voice of the phone bug rang. Boo blue blue. Blue blue blue. Akainu took out the phone bug and connected it, and the snail immediately changed into Sengoku. Hi, it's me. Even in the face of Marshal Sengoku, Akainu's attitude is still cold. Where have you been? Sengoku asked. Has entered the Sea of Aa all nations, and will soon be able to arrive at Cake Island. There was a killing intent in Akainu's voice. He had wanted to kill Lucifer for a long time, and today the chance finally came. No need. Return to the voyage immediately, the mission is cancelled. Sengoku's order made Akainu freeze in place, and his mind went blank for a moment. What did you say? Akainu's voice suddenly became higher, full of disbelief. I said, The mission is cancelled, now return to the voyage immediately, and wait for the next order. Are you kidding me? Akainu got angry. We're all here, we're only one step away from finishing Lucifer. Now let's go back. VR. No wonder Akainu was so angry, Sengoku's order was literally slapping him in the face and Marines at the same time. The Marine Buster Call Army was dispatched, led by 2 admirals and 5 vice admirals. In the end, he went back in despair without doing anything. If this gets out, what will the world think of Marine? When the time comes, Marine will lose face and become the laughing stock of the world. This is an order from the 5 elders. Sengoku ignored Akainu's anger, his tone remained flat. I want to know why. Lava flowed from Akainu's face, and his anger could hardly be suppressed. The Cake Island War is over, Lucifer has won the final victory. Sengoku's words immediately made Akainu calm down. According to the intelligence sent back by the undercover agent, it is confirmed that Lucifer has completely killed 4 emperors Bigmom. In this battle, Lucifer showed amazing strength, and Bigmom was beaten by Lucifer all the way. In the middle, Kaido also came to Cake Island and joined hands with Bigmom to fight Lucifer, but was still suppressed by Lucifer. 4 emperors, 1 dead and 1 wounded. Now that the war is over, it is too late for Marine to go again. Isn't that just right? Akainu still doesn't want to give up on this mission. Lucifer has just gone through a tough battle. He killed Bigmom, seriously injured Kaido, and must be weak himself. Now is the best time for us to eliminate him. If we wait for Lucifer to recover, it will be even more impossible for us to try to kill him. No. According to the news from the undercover agent, Lucifer did not appear weak after the battle. Now, Lucifer has conquered the remnants of the Bigmom pirates. You have to know that although Bigmom is dead, in this battle, the elite combat power of the Bigmom pirates did not lose much. Marine goes in now to fight a 4 emperors pirate group. Your current strength is too small, it is impossible to win, and the loss will be great. So the 5 elders order you to withdraw. There was a dead silence on the warship, and all the Marine soldiers were silent, not daring to make a sound. They were also shocked by what Sengoku said. The war is actually over, and it ended so quickly. And Lucifer, whose strength is so terrifying, fight against 4 emperors with 1 man. Not only one, but also beheaded Bigmom, causing Kaido to escape with serious injuries. At this moment, fear arose in the hearts of countless Marines. Many Marine soldiers were shaken, expecting Akainu to follow Sengoku's order and return immediately. Akainu clenched his fists tightly, the magma on his face had already flowed into his neck, which was extremely terrifying. The old man understands. Akainu gritted his teeth and said this, and with a force in his hand, he immediately crushed the phone bug into a pulp. Then the flame burned, burning the meat paste to ashes. The life of a phone bug is indeed dangerous. Not only pirates like to kill phone bugs, but even Marines are no exception. Come here, pass on my order, and the whole army will return. Akainu gave the order unwillingly. Yes, Akainu Admiral. A rear admiral behind him listened to the order and immediately conveyed the order to the other 9 warships. Afterwards, the 10 warships began to turn around and leave the waters of all nations. Akainu glanced ferociously at the sea area behind, his eyes were burning, and there was endless anger in them. The opportunity to kill Lucifer was right in front of him, but unfortunately, he didn't even see Lucifer's face, so he went back in despair. This made the aggressive Akainu unbearable, and he almost vomited blood with anger. Just wait, Lucifer, I will burn you to ashes and wipe you from this world. Lost 1 chance, Akainu will wait for the second one. Only Lucifer's blood can quench his murderous intent. Kizaru's situation is quite different compared to the furious Akainu. While Akainu and Sengoku were talking, Kizaru was lying on a chair with his eyes closed. Hearing Sengoku's evacuation order, Kizaru kept silent on the surface, but in fact, he was already happy in his heart. It took all my acting skills to force myself not to jump for joy. Good to retreat. If you retreat, you don't have to face the monster Lucifer. Since the Battle of Mariajoy, Kizaru knew that Lucifer was not easy to mess with. He really has what it takes to kill Marine Admiral. It seems so now. How long is this? Even 4 Emperors Bigmom died in Lucifer's hands. Kizaru secretly lamented his vision, and thanked Sengoku for giving the order to retreat in time. Otherwise, this time, he might be beaten up again by Lucifer. It's not bad to be injured and hospitalized, but Kizaru would really regret it if he lost his life. Well, It's time to go back and drink tea. I haven't tasted the new tea I bought yet. How about going to Mr. Garp's to get some senbei? The marine fleet came and went quickly, and soon disappeared on the edge of the Sea of A Nations. System. Open the Properties panel. In the cabin of the Nether, Lucifer gave instructions in his heart. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament hockey. Pinnacle observation hockey, Pinnacle. Conqueror's hockey. Domain killing points, 936000. Lucifer let the system recycle the devil fruit harvested this time, plus the gains from beheading the enemy. Lucifer's total kill points reached a full 936,000. Today, Lucifer still has 5 powerful devil fruits left in his hands: saber-toothed tiger fruit, blood fruit, stone fruit, mammoth fruit, and soul fruit. If the system recovers a few more, it will be very easy to kill more than 1 million. Forget it. Now that the family is big and the business is big, it's still useful to keep devil fruit. Today, the Nether pirates are no longer the small pirates they used to be. After recovering the remnants of the BIGMOM pirates, they now have more than 30,000 men. It is still necessary to leave a few devil fruits to cultivate cadres. In particular, 963 are 2 saber-toothed tiger fruits and mammoth fruits. Lucifer has already figured out who should eat them. Lucifer puts devil fruit away, closes the properties panel, and opens the system store. Now that I have a huge sum of money, of course I have to spend a lot. System. Buy the armed color treasure chi domain. Ding. The armament hockey domain has been successfully purchased, 800,000 killing points have been deducted, and the remaining killing points are 136,000. The killing point shrank significantly, and a vast energy appeared in Lucifer's body out of thin air. After fusing this energy, Lucifer's armament hockey evolved, directly awakening the hockey field. With a thought, Lucifer instantly turned into a black man, and a pitch-black armor appeared on his body. This is the armor transformed by armament hockey, all composed of high-density armament hockey. Even Kaido's full attack may not be able to break this armament hockey armor. And this is just the beginning. Lucifer has awakened the armament hockey domain, and with a thought, the domain will spread around. Endless armament hockey flood the realm, everywhere. All of them are under Lucifer's control. They can change into any weapon at will, and can attack from any angle. Within the armament hockey domain, Logia fruit abilities cannot be elementalized. Right now the domain covers only the cabin, but Lucifer can expand the armament hockey domain even bigger if he wants. So strong, is this the armament hockey domain? Although it lost to the Conqueror's hockey field, it is still extremely heaven-defying. In the big fight before, Lucifer could feel it. Whether it is BIGMOM or Kaido, although they have cultivated armament hockey to the peak level, they still have no awakening field. In this sea, it is possible to awaken the armament hockey domain, and Lucifer can only think of Garp, Whitebeard, Luogia, and Sengoku. In the last battle with Garp, although Garp was repelled by Lucifer, it was because he didn't take it seriously. This legendary level marine, relying on a pair of iron fists to traverse the world, armament hockey's cultivation is absolutely terrifying. He is the one most likely to awaken the armament hockey realm. Luogia is dead, there is no way to know. Whitebeard suffered a dark injury and his strength declined. Even if he might have awakened the armament hockey domain during his peak period, he probably won't be able to use it now. Sengoku, like Whitebeard, is older and probably older. After all, not everyone, like Garp, can remain at the peak of his senior year. It can only be said that this old man's vitality is too strong. He deserves to be a member of the D family. I am now, in terms of comprehensive strength, I should be number 1 in the world. The only one who might be stronger than me is that old monster who has lived for 800 years. Lucifer thought of I am, the king of celestial dragons, and was secretly wary. Can live for 800 years, even a pig can become a strong man. Not to mention he is also the king of celestial dragons. There are countless resources of the world government, plus his own evil talent, and 800 years of time. IM's current strength must be unimaginably terrifying. We need to increase our strength. Lucifer was not in a hurry, and continued to fight steadily according to the plan to reap the killing points. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Ji-Ling fruit physique, Hell Devil. Armament hockey. Domain observation hockey, Pinnacle. Conqueror's hockey. Domain kill points, 136000. After this consumption, Lucifer has 136,000 points left. If you want to upgrade the last observation hockey to the domain level, you still have a lot of killing points. Just wait, it will be done soon. Now Lucifer has ruled the seas of all nations and has become one of the 4 emperors of the new world. It is already very simple to harvest killing points. As the most dedicated news writer, Morgans moves quickly. After returning to his news agency headquarters, he began to write news. Thinking is like a spring. Inspiration is like a diabetes insipidus, and there is no way to stop it. There are too many news stories about this incident, and the headlines on the 3rd and 4th editions are simply not enough to describe this incident. As soon as Morgans finished writing a report, his staff immediately took it to print and sent it around the world free of charge. In just a few days, the story of the 3 Emperors' War spread to the whole world. The devil Lucifer made a big fuss about the BIGMOM pirates, and an all-out war broke out. Lucifer's strength is terrifying. 4 Emperors BIGMOM is powerless to fight back. Kaido comes to Cake Island. The battle of the king is confusing. 1 against 2, Lucifer alone against the 4 emperors. The demon Lucifer beheaded BIGMOM. Kaido was seriously injured and escaped. The strongest monster in the world, the demon Lucifer. Lucifer overtakes Whitebeard and becomes the strongest in the world? Devil or God? A person with the ability to speak fruit, Lucifer's ability is revealed. Sensational and exaggerated headlines were written by Morgans and sent to all over the world. The causes and results of the Cake Island royal battle were published on each front page headline. Each front page headline uses a different photo. Morgans took tens of thousands of photos during the war, and each photo was enough to shock the world and attract the attention of countless people. It took Morgans a long time to choose, before he picked a few close-up photos that he was most satisfied with. As the news spread, New World boiled, and the first half of the Grand Line shook, and the news spread all over the world and Quan Chi. 4 emperors fell, and a new 4 emperors ascended the throne. Dad, something happened. BIGMOM was killed. The Whitebeard pirates, aboard the Moby Dick. Marco hurriedly flew to Whitebeard with the newspaper, and at the same time, there were countless newspapers scattered in the sky, which were picked up by the pirates on the ship. The moment everyone saw the newspaper headlines, they were all stunned on the spot, dumbfounded. The headlines in the newspapers vary, but no matter which front page headline it is, the content is enough to shock the world. Hey, BIGMOM actually died in battle, isn't it a lie? No, the newspapers have spread all over the world, and the photos have been published. How can there be fakes? Is Lucifer that strong? Even BIGMOM is no match? Not only is BIGMOM not an opponent, she and Kaido were defeated together, with 1 dead and 1 injured. Are you kidding? Those are 4 emperors. You can win in 1 fight and 2. What kind of medicine did Lucifer take? He didn't take any medicine, but a heaven-defying fruit. Spiritual fruit. What is this fruit? Why is it so strong? Some pirates saw the conjecture and introduction about the fruit of words described by Morgans. In this battle, Lucifer used many powerful abilities including flash, magma, ice, fire, gravity, repulsion, gravity, void creation and earthquake. He is omnipotent, as if he is a real god, who can freely manipulate the power of any natural element to create the world. Earthquake, he can even use the ability of earthquake? Many pirates of the Whitebeard pirates looked at the newspaper in their hands, couldn't help trembling, and couldn't believe it. In the newspaper, there was a close-up of Lucifer smashing the atmosphere with a seismic aperture, seriously injuring Kaido. The familiar move, the familiar power, is obviously Whitebeard's special skill. The pirates on the boat looked at their father at the same time, wanting to see how his father would react. Whitebeard looked at the newspaper in his hand, and couldn't hide his shock at the moment. Whitebeard looked at the newspaper in his hand, and couldn't hide his shock at the moment. Is that old woman, Charlotte, dead? Whitebeard focused more on BIGMOM's death than Lucifer's abilities. After all, he and BIGMOM also have a friendship. I used to stay on the same pirate ship when I was young. Dad. Lucifer can not only use the ability of Marine 3 Admiral, but also the ability of Earthquake. Marco said loudly. Ah, I see it. Whitebeard stared at the close-up photo of Lucifer shattering space, silent. At this moment, he really didn't know what to say. Seeing others use one's abilities is a strange feeling that cannot be described in words. What a horrible kid. After a long time, that was all Whitebeard could say. Is that all? Marco felt a little speechless about Whitebeard's calmness, and the dead fish eyes were even more dull. Is this the attitude of a super pirate? He can remain calm in the face of such shocking news. Marco felt that compared to Papa Whitebeard, he was still far behind. Whitebeard can keep calm, but the large number of pirates on board can't keep calm at this moment. In their view, shock fruit is exclusive to Whitebeard. Daddy, Lucifer is using your power. Yup. This guy is simply too arrogant. At this, Whitebeard just laughed. Don't worry about it, sons of idiots. This great sea has never belonged to anyone in particular. If he can use it, that is his power. Ability is ability, strength is strength, this is completely different. Lucifer has now proved his strength by relying on his record, he is already such a man. Marco nodded, and the surrounding captains and countless pirates also calmed down. Yes, Lucifer has already proved his strength with the head of BIGMOM. Even if he could use Whitebeard's power, so what could they? Could it be that Lucifer went to war because of this? Do not make jokes. Yeah, Lucifer is already a real monster. Even if he can use Daddy's power, we can't do anything about him. With 1 against 2, he can still kill BIGMOM and seriously injure Kaido. Lucifer's strength may be the strongest in the world. A pirate said this involuntarily. Just after he finished speaking, the pirate found that everyone around him was focusing on him. What? What's wrong? What's the matter? Are you ashamed to ask what's the matter? The strongest in the world is Dad. No matter how strong Lucifer is, how can he be Dad's opponent? That's right, that's right. Love is the strongest man in the world. The members of the Whitebeard pirate group have extreme admiration for Whitebeard, and no strong person can shake Whitebeard's position in their hearts. Although they are frightened by Lucifer's strength, they still believe that Whitebeard is the strongest in the world. Google la la la, sons, don't say such silly things. Everyone gets old. Whitebeard has a big heart, and he's not going to settle these battles. His strength and his status don't need such a title to prove it. At the same time, Whitebeard also knew in his heart that Lucifer, who could kill BIGMOM and seriously injure Kaido by himself, had surpassed him in strength. Over the years, he was getting older and older, with hidden injuries and a serious decline in his strength. Lucifer, on the other hand, is at the peak of his prime and will grow in strength. If the two really fight, he must be the loser. A generation of new people replaces the old ones, this sea is really wonderful. Whitebeard picked up a wine gourd and started gurgling to drink. His eyes are very complicated. Looking at the sea in the distance, his eyes seem to have traveled through time and saw the old era. At that time, heroes from all over the world arose side by side. He, Luogia, Golden Lion, Garp, Sengoku, BIGMOM, Kaido and others roam freely in the sea with great pleasure. Although they are against each other, they have established a friendship in the fight. They don't know each other without fighting. Even though they are enemies, they cherish each other. In the first second, you can fight bloody, life and death, and in the next second, you can sit together, drink and have a banquet. How time flies. Whitebeard took a sip of his wine and couldn't help but let out a sigh of emotion. The past decades ago seems to have happened yesterday, and it is still vivid in my mind. But now, Luogia is dead, Golden Lion is missing, and he, Garp and Sengoku are also old. There are rookies like Redhead and Lucifer on the sea today, starting to show their talents. The red hair became the 4 emperors, and Lucifer killed BIGMOM to become the new 4 emperors. He, known as the strongest pirate in the world, has now been surpassed. This is the ruthlessness of time. It doesn't treat anyone special. In front of it, no matter how strong a person is, no matter how great their reputation is, they will be wiped out in the end. In the corner, Blackbeard Teach stared at the newspaper with complicated eyes and trembling hands. Seeing this incident, his mentality almost collapsed. Spiritual fruit? What kind of fruit is this? I've never heard of it before. Can use the power of all elements, even earthquake ability. Why? Why is there such a fruit? Blackbeard has been hiding in the Whitebeard pirates for nearly 20 years, just to get the dark fruit he wants. With the dark fruit, combined with his alien body, he can capture Whitebeard's shock fruit, becoming an unprecedented double fruit ability. At that time, he can replace Whitebeard and become the new emperor. And with the ability of double fruits in hand, Blackbeard believes that the future must be his era. But now, as soon as Lucifer's speech fruit appeared, dark fruit looked extremely ridiculous. Lucifer's ability is like mocking Blackbeard, trampling his years of hard work and ambition to nothing. Compared with the fruit of the word spirit, What is the double fruit ability? Not only can Lucifer use Marine 3 Admiral's ability, but he can also use his long-coveted shock fruit ability. Even with the dark fruit ability, the word spirit fruit must be usable. Even if Blackbeard got the dark fruit, he completed his plan. In front of Lucifer's fruit of words, he is nothing, and he has no chance of winning. At this moment, Blackbeard felt that his plans and ambitions were so ridiculous. Before his plan even started, he was trampled to nothing by Lucifer. Lucifer. Word spirit fruit. Why? Why didn't I get this fruit? If I can have this power. What Marine, what 4 emperors, all surrender. This fruit should belong to me. Blackbeard's mentality collapsed, and he was mad with jealousy. He could hardly maintain the disguise he had put on for many years, and malice and murderous intent emanated from him. Fortunately, at this moment, the pirates on the ship were all paying attention to the newspapers and discussing Lucifer, and Whitebeard was also lamenting life, and no one noticed his abnormality. I won't just let it go, I must get the dark fruit. I can't wait any longer, I have to do something. Blackbeard stared at Lucifer's photo, a cold light flashed in his pupils. The strong rise of Lucifer has brought too much shock to Blackbeard, and also brought an incomparable sense of urgency. It made Blackbeard realize that he couldn't just stay in Whitebeard and wait for the dark fruit to be found from the boat. Although the possibility of getting dark fruit in the Whitebeard pirates is the greatest, it is not always possible to get it. He must take the initiative to go out and look for it, both ways. New World, Wano Kuni. Impossible, how could Captain Kaido be defeated? Impossible. Quinn's scream resounded in the Ghost Island Palace, which was also mixed with a few birdsong. Word of the Morgans spread fast, and word spread to the Beast's pirates before Kaido returned to Wano Kuni. The pirates in the palace read the newspaper, breaking out in cold sweat, and kept silent like cicadas. They also couldn't believe that Kaido would be defeated, and it was the case of teaming up with Bigmom. But the facts are right in front of them, and they can't help but believe it. Fortunately, Captain Kaido's life is safe. At least he didn't die in Lucifer's hands like that old woman in Bigmom. Flame Calamity Ember was holding a life card, more than half of which had been burned. It proves that Kaido is not dead, although he was seriously injured. As long as Kaido isn't dead, it won't matter to the Beast's pirates. Where is Master Kaido now? A pirate suddenly asked. The eyes of many pirates were all focused on Yan Calamity Jin. Now that Kaido's gone, Ember of Flame is the backbone of the Beast's pirates. Just wait, Captain Kaido will be back soon. The paper says Kaido has left Cake Island and must be on his way back. Kaido is full of vitality. With his physique, injuries can heal quickly. By the time he returns to Wano Kuni, maybe the injury has healed. Rumble. Suddenly, thunder exploded in the sky, and the wind and clouds rolled and changed color. Flame Calamity, Quinn, and countless pirates all looked up at the ceiling at the same time. There is a big hole that Kaido made, and the sky can be seen through the big hole. I saw a huge dragon looming in the dark clouds amidst the tumbling black clouds. It's Captain Kaido, he's back. Yan Calamity Jin's voice was still low, but the surrounding pirates could hear the joy in the words. It's fine. Sure enough, Captain Kaido won't die so easily. Even the demon Lucifer can't kill Captain Kaido. Many pirates cheered and welcomed the return of their king. Roar. The giant dragon roared, breathed out flames, and then fell from the sky and entered the Ghost Island Palace. Kaido transformed from a blue dragon back into a human form. A few dragon scales and a pool of blood spilled from his body. Captain Kaido. Hey, isn't this injury too serious? After Jin and Quinn saw Kaido's injuries, their eyes widened. Especially Quinn, with 2 eyeballs protruding from the eye sockets, as if they would pop out. The surrounding pirates were also dumbfounded and their scalps were numb. There are cracks all over Kaido's body, and the cracks are wrapped around the body like spider webs. The most serious one was the bloody hole in the left chest, as if the heart had been dug out. It's hard to imagine how Kaido survived such an injury. Doctor, go to the doctor. Jin roared wildly after regaining consciousness. A few pirate soldiers didn't dare to delay, and hurried out of the palace to find the ship's doctor. Kaido sat on the ground, panting heavily, and suddenly yelled, "Come on, bring Lousy some wine." Captain, it's not good to drink alcohol in this situation, it's not good for the recovery of the injury. Yan Calamity Ember came out to warn. Don't talk nonsense, Jin. Lousy just wants to drink now. A mere small injury can't kill Lousy. Kaido had a fierce look on his face, completely ignoring the injuries on his body. In fact, as Kaido said, the wounds on his body are healing quickly. But the speed is hundreds of times slower than before. These wounds, even if healed, will leave eternal scars on Kaido. Finally, after Kazuki Oden, Lucifer became the second person to scar him. Soon, the doctor came and gasped when he saw the miserable Kaido. The wound is then stitched and bandaged. Kaido sat on the spot and drank. No anesthetic was used when the wound was stitched up, and his expression didn't change much. Captain Kaido, how did things turn out like this? Is that kid Lucifer really that strong? Yan Calamity is still unwilling to believe that Kaido and Bigmom will lose in the hands of Lucifer together. Ah, that brat is very fishy, Kaido admitted directly. If you lose, and there is nothing to hide. He is a strong man, but also a tough guy, who disdains to make excuses for his failure. That brat will be our Beast's pirate's worst enemy. Kaido has not met such a powerful enemy for a long time, and even he feels that Lucifer is more terrifying than all the enemies he has ever met. During this period of time, we will strengthen our vigilance and closely monitor every move in the Sea of A Nations. Once you find any changes in the Nether Pirates, report it immediately. Yes, Captain Kaido. Seeing that Kaido is so serious, Yenjujin didn't dare to be careless in the slightest. He had never seen Kaido so wary of a person. Obviously, Lucifer's strength is stronger than he imagined, and the Beast's pirates are now facing the biggest life and death crisis. New World, a summer island. The island is exposed to the sun and the temperature is very high. The red hair pirates are stationed here, but the usually lively red hair pirates are extremely quiet at this moment. No one on the entire island made a sound, only the summer cicadas were shouting, and the lingering sound was endless. All the pirates of red hair pirates were looking at the newspapers in their hands, each of them dumbfounded, with dull expressions. For this news, they no longer know what to say. Too fast. This person rises too fast. The redhead looks at the close-up photo of Lucifer and shakes his head unequivocally. Yeah, too fast. It's only been a year since Lucifer went to sea. He has already become 4 emperors from a rookie, and the speed of his rise is unprecedented. Even the combination of Kaido and Bigmom was defeated by him. I really don't know who else can beat him. Beckman sat next to the redhead, cigarette in hand, and sighed deeply. The redhead looked at Lucifer's young face, his pupils flashed an indescribable light. He saw a hint of madness beneath Lucifer's handsome, sunny surface. I'm sure now that Lucifer is as crazy as Lox. If you can't stop him, he will definitely become the second Lox in the future and shake the whole world. Red hair, don't be impulsive. Our strength alone can't deal with him, said Beckman next to him. Ah, of course I know this, I'm not a messy man. Are you not a messy man? Ha ha. I believe you have a ghost. Beckman rolled his eyes wildly at the redhead's self-awareness. If the red-haired man were not for the messy man, there would be no messy people in the world. But this time, the redhead really won't mess around. The redhead knew exactly how scary Lox was. In the battle when Lox took over the world, it was the Luogia pirates and marine that defeated it. Now want to organize Lucifer, relying on their red hair pirates alone is not enough. Hope he doesn't go that far. The redhead let go of his fingers, letting the breeze blow away the newspaper in his hand. Pirates are pirates, marines are marines, the two sides are against each other, it's life and death. If it is not necessary, how can the pirates join forces with marine? It can only be said that the Lox back then were too terrifying, to the point where pirates and marines had to work together to deal with them. It's the same with Lucifer today. Countless pirates fear Lucifer, and marine has nothing to do with it. Lucifer's killing spree continues. If it is not stopped, no matter whether it is a pirate or a marine, it is difficult to escape his killing. If you want to survive in desperation, you can only fight together. Naval Headquarters, Marineford, large meeting room. Many marine executives gathered together, and it was rare for marine and admiral to attend the meeting at the same time. Everyone, I think you already know the matter. Sengoku sat at the head, and his voice spread to every corner of the conference room. Lucifer invaded the Sea of A Nations, beheaded the 4 emperors Bigmom, and seriously injured Kaido. Now, Lucifer has regained the remnants of the Bigmom pirates, and is a veritable 4 emperors. Marine still underestimated Lucifer, thinking that if he was allowed to enter New World, he would fight dog eat dog with the 4 emperors, and lose both. Then Marine would be able to take the opportunity to eradicate him. But I didn't expect that Lucifer's strength is so strong that even Kaido and Bigmom teamed up are not his opponents. When Sengoku told the information, His personal adjutant posted pictures on the bulletin board behind, showing close-ups of Lucifer using various abilities. Among them, the pictures of Lucifer using the power of ice to freeze the sea and severely injuring Kaido with the ability of shock fruit are extremely eye-catching. Lucifer's spiritual fruit ability has long been known to marine executives. But looking at it now, it is still hard to hide the shock. Previously, Lucifer has demonstrated Kizaru's flash power and Akainu's magma power. In this battle, Lucifer used Aokiji's ice power and Whitebeard's earthquake power. 3. The ability of Admiral and the strongest Whitebeard gathered in one person. This is not the limit of Lucifer. Many marine executives really can't think of a way to deal with Lucifer. Unfortunately, with Lucifer's current strength, Marine can no longer destroy him. Sengoku felt a sense of powerlessness in his heart. Even he, a legendary marine who has traveled across the sea for decades, has nothing to do with Lucifer. There was a dead silence in the meeting room, and no marine executive spoke up. Even Marine 3 Admiral is the same. Aokiji is lazy, he doesn't have much contact with Lucifer, he only fought on the night of Mariajoy. He doesn't have any hatred for Lucifer, he looks a little lazy at the moment, yawning a lot. Kizaru is even less likely to target Lucifer. He has been scared by Lucifer, and he just wants to stay in naval headquarters and drink tea and salted fish every day. As long as he doesn't match up with Lucifer, Sengoku is willing to work overtime even if he doesn't pay him Kizaru. The last Akainu exudes a violent killing intent. Of course he wanted to send troops to attack Lucifer. But he is only one person and will not be Lucifer's opponent. There was no way Sengoku would agree to let him take a large group of marine soldiers to his death. The world government has issued an order to adopt a conservative strategy against Lucifer and not actively conflict with it. At the same time, another monitoring branch will be built on the outskirts of the Sea of AA nations to closely monitor every move of the Nether pirates. Suru, the latest reward order for the Nether pirates has been formulated, and you will announce it after the meeting. Yes, I understand. Crane Vice Admiral nodded slightly. Marshal Sengoku, is there really no way to restrain Lucifer's ability? Blind conservatism is not a long-term solution after all. If Lucifer is not restricted, one day he will threaten naval headquarters. The Vice Admiral Ghost Spider spoke. Where is the silent fruit? Is there any news about this fruit? If you want to deal with Lucifer, you must first find a way to restrain the ability of Lucifer's fruit. How about using Seastone? Create a batch of Seastone weapons specifically for use against Lucifer. Each Marine Vice Admiral puts forward different opinions. We have found the fruit of silence, but it seems that this fruit is useless to Lucifer. Crane Vice Admiral shook his head and said, the space for the fruit of silence to unfold is limited, and it must be close to Lucifer. But with Lucifer's ability, if those who approach him are not strong enough, they will be killed instantly. The fruit of silence cannot provide strong combat power, and the combat power of those with the ability of the fruit of silence must not be enough. In order for the fruit of silence to work, one must have enough strength to get close to Lucifer. In this way, this situation becomes a dead end. Then you can only use Seastone. Seastone can restrain fruit-capable users. This is the only way many marine executives can think of. Word Spirit Fruit, this godlike ability, really made countless marine soldiers despair. Holy Land, Marijoa. Today's Mariajoy is still being rebuilt. It will take a long time to return to the way it was before it was destroyed by Lucifer. In the palace of Pangu City, the palace was resplendent and magnificent, but the atmosphere was somewhat stagnant. A gold tea table holds the latest newspapers in Lucifer's bounty. Lucifer's combat power is too powerful, far beyond the imagination of 5 elders. Lucifer is already unstoppable. If this continues, the balance of New World will be broken. That's right, he is too young and his strength is still in the growth stage, so he will definitely be able to set foot in that field in the future. 7 warlords of the sea have been killed one after another, and the balance of the 3 major forces has begun to break. If Lucifer is not stopped, even the world government may be shaken. Action must be taken. 5 elders spoke solemnly, feeling a trace of fear for a long time. The last time they felt this way, it was against the forbidden pirate Lox. Back then, Lox was terrifyingly powerful, and he gathered many powerful pirates under his command, which almost covered the entire New World. Not even naval headquarters could stand against his edge. Later, Lox's ambition swelled, and he actually wanted to seize the whole world and become the king of the world. The world government had no choice but to let Marine and the Luogia pirates join forces, which blocked Lox. But in that battle, Marine suffered heavy losses, Celestial dragons were killed and injured countless times, and even the island of gods was destroyed, completely disappearing from the world. The five elders looked at Lucifer now, almost seeing a second Lux. Do you want to tell the Lord about Lucifer? After the blonde five elders finished speaking, the other five elders fell silent immediately. No, wait a little longer. My Lord is still sleeping. If we disturb him, we will all be punished. To disturb that Lord now is to admit our incompetence, and we will all lose that Lord's trust. It's not the end of the mountain. All five elders rejected the proposal of the blonde five elders. They follow Im's order to manage the world's government. If there is a mistake, it will be an unforgivable crime. Even if they are five elders, they will be punished with the cruelest punishment, which is a price that five elders cannot afford. Lucifer is different from Lux. Although he is strong, his influence is too far away. Currently, he has no one under him except the remnants of the BIGMOM pirates. Also, Whitebeard, Redhead, and Kaido still exist in New World today. If he wants to unify New World, it won't be so easy. In addition to his own strength, Lux back then was also very terrifying in his subordinate forces. Young Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Kaido, BIGMOM, John, Ochaku and other legendary great pirates all gathered under his command. It is precisely because of such a terrifying lineup that Lux dares to fight against the world government. If it weren't for the discord among his subordinates and the intervention of the Luogia pirates, Lux would have defeated naval headquarters long ago. Compared with the peak Lux, Lucifer's power is still too weak. Issue the reward order first, and let naval headquarters immediately find powerful pirates to fill the vacancy of Shichibukai. The balance of the three major forces must be stable. Well, it's Wencheng. Seconded. Soon, naval headquarters released the latest reward order for the Nether pirates, and the world shook again. Captain, Marine has issued a bounty order, and your bounty is horribly high. On Wheat Island, Enel came to Lucifer with a stack of reward orders. Lucifer took the reward order and saw the huge amount on it at a glance. The devil Lucifer, with a bounty of 4.877 billion Baileys, has committed a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Whitebeard 2 Edward Weevil, who offered a bounty of 670 million Baileys, committed a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Thor A. Enel, offering a bounty of 580 million Baileys, is a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. White Shinigami Simon High, with a bounty of 535 million Baileys, is a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Caesar Clown Current, offering a bounty of 450 million Baileys, is a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Jack the Ripper, with a bounty of 415 million Baileys, is a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Weasel Cavendish, with a bounty of 396 million Baileys, is a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Battle Maid Baby 5, with a bounty of 325 million Baileys, is a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. In addition to Lucifer, the bounties of Enel, Weevil and others have also increased significantly. It's just that this amount is still a bit low compared to other Emperor-level pirate groups. No way, after all, their sailing time is too short. However, as long as Enel and them are given a few years, the reward amount will definitely reach the level of other royal pirates. As for Lucifer's own bounty, it directly exceeds BIGMOM and Kaido, and is only a little lower than Whitebeard 50,246 million. Whitebeard's bounty is the result of decades of fighting and deterrence. Although Lucifer has done many great things, he even flattened the Holy Land Mariajoy. But the influence in the world is still not as good as Whitebeard. This is the so-called time background. Unless Lucifer defeats Whitebeard head-on in battle, or does a few more earth-shattering feats, the 4.877 billion Bailey bounty is the limit. Captain, your strength has surpassed that of Whitebeard, right? How about we fight the Whitebeard pirates next? As long as you defeat Whitebeard, the captain is truly the strongest in the world. Enel took out Whitebeard's reward order, his body flashed with lightning, and he was full of fighting spirit. That's right, the captain is the strongest man in the world. Cavendish also agreed with Enel's proposal. As long as Captain Lucifer orders, I will do my best. Baby 5 blushed. Weevil 2. Hey blah blah blah, are you going to fight the Whitebeard pirates? I'm looking forward to it too. Caesar Clown was very afraid of the four Emperor's pirates. But after the Battle of Cake Island, the fear in his heart disappeared. After watching Lucifer behead BIGMOM and seriously injure Kaido, Guy felt that the strength of the four Emperor's pirates was just like that. Backed by a big tree to enjoy the shade, with the devil Lucifer as the captain, the journey of pirates is really smooth. If Lucifer defeats Whitebeard and becomes the strongest in the world, then as the chief scientist of the ghost pirates, he must also be called the world's #1 scientist by the world, right? Wait. Let's talk about it later. Before Lucifer finished speaking, Katakori's voice suddenly sounded outside. Captain Lucifer, we have found what you asked for. Oh? So fast? Lucifer's eyes lit up, and he immediately got up and went outside. Enel, Cavendish and others followed closely behind Lucifer. Katakori is standing outside the door with Charlotte Oven and a group of pirates. Among the crowd, there are 2 huge stones that are very eye-catching, which are 2 historical texts. In particular, a scarlet red road sign history text is extremely eye-catching. This is the text of the signpost history. Lucifer stroked the crimson history text, and a sense of the vicissitudes of the years rushed to his face. It is full of ancient characters, but unfortunately Lucifer can't read it. There are 4 blocks in the road sign history text, corresponding to 4 locations. The junction of these 4 locations is the end of the Grand Line, where Raftel is located. This signpost history text is BIGMOM's largest collection and fell into the sea when Cake Island was destroyed. After that, Katakori took the order of Lucifer to salvage it. System. How many killing points do you need to recognize the text on it? Ding. The historical text of the road sign has been detected, and the recorded information is a level, requiring 200,000 killing points. 200,000? Lucifer frowned. The price is a bit on the high side. A piece of road sign history text costs 200,000 yuan, and the other 4 yuan is 800,000 yuan. The sum is almost equal to the worth of 2 big MOMs. It is obviously not worthwhile to waste killing points on this. Looks like we still have to find Robin. For now, Lucifer only knows that Robin can read the text of the history. As long as she is found, there is no need for Lucifer to waste killing points in vain. Katakori. I am here. Hearing Lucifer's call, Katakori immediately walked behind Lucifer. I'll give you a mission. Take someone to Alabasta in the first half of the Grand Line, and bring Nico Robin back. If Lucifer remembers correctly, Robin is now playing for Crocodile. It's easy to find her. Yes, Captain Lucifer. Katakori seldom talks, he does what Lucifer says, without asking why or why. Only in this way can he and his family live safe and sound. Then leave it to you, don't let me down. Obey. After accepting the order, Katakori immediately set off with his people. Katakori shot himself, and Crocodile was no match at all. If there are no accidents, this task can be completed very easily. Lucifer's only concern is that Marine and the world government will meddle. After all, the existence of Robin is still very important. If they know Lucifer's intentions, they will definitely stop him. It depends on how Katakori responds. It is impossible for Lucifer to do everything himself, otherwise it would be useless to recruit subordinates. I remember that there is also a historical text of road signs on Zou Island, another one is in Kaido's hands, and the last one is missing. Lucifer looked at the crimson stone in front of him, and already had an idea in his mind. In Zou's signpost history text, it is obviously the easiest to get. Where's Pokmas? Ask Pokmas to come and see me. Porkmas came soon after Lucifer's order was given. Master Lucifer, is there anything you can do to summon your subordinates? Seeing that Lucifer was very nervous, Pokmas spoke tremblingly. After all, he had seen Lucifer go on a killing spree. Take it easy. Lucifer smiled slightly. I remember, you were born on Zou Island, right? Do you still have the life card of Zou Island? Captain Lucifer, please don't attack Zou. Hearing that Lucifer was interested in Zou, Pokmas immediately changed his face and knelt down at Lucifer's feet to beg for mercy. Don't worry, I have no intention of invading Zou Island. As long as they know each other, no one will die. If you are worried, you can go with me. Speaking of this level, it means that Pokmas has no power to choose. Yes, Lucifer the Great Witch. Zou is a giant elephant that has lived for an unknown number of years, and it can be called the largest creature in the world. It moves in the boundless sea all the year round. Unless there is a life card to guide it, it is difficult to find it. Pokmas has Zou's life card, and under his leadership, Lucifer went all the way unimpeded and soon arrived at Zou. During the period, it only took some time to sail, and no time was spent searching at all. Lord Lucifer, that's Zou. On the bow of Nether, Pokmas pointed to the giant elephant on the sea in the distance. Although it was still far away, the giant elephant was already clearly visible. Hey, what kind of monster is this? It's too big. That's right, is there such a big elephant in the world? What race is this? When Enel, Cavendish, Caesar Clown and others saw the giant elephant Zhao, their expressions were already dull. Everyone looked up at the sky and saw that the head of the giant elephant had been inserted into the clouds of the sky, and there was no end in sight. As the nether gradually approached the giant elephant became more and more huge. The nether's volume increased 100 times, and it was not as thick as one of its elephant legs. Let's go. Go up first, little black. Understood, master. The demon elf Xiao He accepted the order and controlled the nether to slowly fly away from the sea and fly vertically into the sky. The wind whizzed by, and the nether quickly came to the giant elephant's back. Through the dense fog and clouds, the outline of a country slowly appeared in front of everyone. I thought Sky Island was amazing, but I didn't expect there to be such a country. This time it was really an eye-opener. Cavendish and Baby 5 couldn't help expressing emotion. A country on the back of giant elephants, as rare as Sky Island. Even Enel, the god of Sky Island, did not speak out to refute. In fact, the rarity of Zhou is still higher than that of Sky Island. Sky Island is not the only one, there are several around the world. But there is only one Zhou. Okay, let's go in first. Lucifer landed the nether on the back of the giant elephant, and then headed towards the furry principality on foot. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Just when Lucifer and others came to the entrance of the country, a burst of wind suddenly sounded. Countless arrows shot out from the dense fog, and the arrows locked on the vital points of Lucifer and others. Oh? The people here are not weak. Enel narrowed his eyes and revealed a playful sneer. Cavendish turned into a gust of wind and stepped forward, and with the flickering of the swordlight, all the arrows that came were shot down. This is the furry principality, outsiders are not allowed to approach, leave immediately. Otherwise we will use force to forcibly expel them. An angry shout came from the dense fog, followed by a low roar of a beast. Sure enough, it is a country where all the people are soldiers. It really lives up to its reputation. Lucifer knew Zhou's situation a long time ago, and all the fur tribes living here are soldiers. The fur tribe has both the bestiality of wild beasts and the wisdom of human beings. In addition, they can control static electricity. Even children have good combat power. On the night of the full moon, the fur tribe can also awaken the wildness deep in the blood, and transform into a moon lion form, with even stronger combat power. This is a very powerful combat force, and it is really coveted. Master Lucifer, please calm down, I will negotiate with them. Pokmus was afraid that Lucifer would make a move and hurt the people here, so he ran to the front immediately. Stop, don't attack. I'm Pokmus, I'm back. It's Pokmus. Oh? Pork Moose, the bad boy? He was right. Several surprised voices sounded in the dense fog. At this moment, the thick fog dissipated, and a huge city gate appeared in Lucifer's eyes. There are dozens of fur tribe warriors on the city gate, either with bows and arrows, or with long knives and long swords, all of them are heroic. You're finally back, Pokmus, Karuchi. One of the fur tribes jumped down from the city gate, directly face to face with Pokmus, and then rubbed against each other. This is the unique way of the fur people to greet and express their friendliness. Who are they? A lion fur tribe asked, pointing to Lucifer and others. Lucifer knew this lion fur tribe, he was Sicilian, and he was the captain of the Dagong musketeers in the furry principality. Oh? They are my partners, and this is the captain of our nether pirates, Master Lucifer. Lucifer? He's Lucifer, the great pirate of the 4 emperors of New World. The furs had apparently heard of Lucifer as well. Whether it was Sicilian or other fur tribes, their faces changed drastically, and at the same time they took out their weapons to be on guard. Pokemus, why did you bring back such a big pirate? He's too dangerous. Sicilian was very nervous, and the electric light flashed on his body when he held the knife. Yes, he is too dangerous and will destroy my country. Leave quickly, you are not welcome here. The guarding fur tribe warriors roared one after another. Ah la la, it seems that we are a little unwelcome. These people are very murderous. Captain, do you want to make a move? Enel was holding a golden rod, and his body also erupted with lightning. Fighting electricity, he has never been afraid. No, please stop, Master Lucifer. Pokmus hurriedly begged for mercy, while looking at Sicilian. Captain Lucifer is not here to invade the country, please rest assured. That's right, I'm not here to launch an aggression. Lucifer smiled slightly. Also, it's best not to point your weapon at me, it's very dangerous. Let it all go. With a hook of Lucifer's finger, The weapons in the hands of all the fur tribes were out of control, and they were all planted on the ground. All the furries were taken aback, and even more frightened of Lucifer. Go and inform your king, and say that I have something to discuss with them. Although Sicilian was reluctant, he couldn't resist the tremendous pressure brought by Lucifer, so he could only grit his teeth and nod. Please come with us. Under the leadership of Sicilian, Lucifer entered the Principality of Wenwen. The country is very harmonious and the residents live in peace. There is no poverty, no violence, no oppression, and every resident is perfectly happy. Compared to other countries on the Grand Line, this is heaven. Seeing outsiders coming in, the fur people in the country were very curious, and they opened the windows to watch from their homes, or ran to the streets to watch the excitement. If I hadn't heard from the captain beforehand, I would have thought that this place was full of zone demon fruit power. Enel looked at all kinds of orcs around him and couldn't help sighing. The fur tribe is a special race, and they are often mistaken for zone demon fruit power outside. However, there are not so many zone ability users in this world. Lucifer shook his head slightly. Soon, Lucifer came to a huge square, where the Duke of Dagong, the King of the Day, was already waiting here. Hello, Your Excellency Lucifer, I have heard of your name for a long time. My name is Inwarashi, and I am the King of the Day in this country. During the day, this country is guarded by me. Inwarashi folded his right hand across his chest and gave a knightly salute to Lucifer. Daytime? Could it be that you still have the King of the Night? Cavendish asked curiously. That's right, the furry principality has two kings, the Duke of Inwarashi during the day, and the boss of Mamushim at night. He has a bad temper and hates outsiders, Sicilian next to him explained. It turned out to be like this, intentionally more. Cavendish, Enel and others all showed a hint of playfulness. Okay, let's end the digression here. Lucifer waved his hand and looked at Inwarashi. Duke Inwarashi, I have no malice towards the furry principality, nor do I want to invade this country. I came here with just one thing to take away, the text of the road sign history. As long as I get the text of the road sign history, I will leave immediately. Signpost history text. What's that? Your Excellency Lucifer must have misunderstood. There are no historical texts on road signs in this country. Duke Inwarashi denied it. If Lucifer hadn't known the truth a long time ago, he would have been fooled by him. You're not sincere when you say that, Inwarashi. The smile on Lucifer's face faded into indifference. Since I'm here, I won't leave empty-handed. I said yes, then there is, and if there is no, there must be. It's not a good job to lie to me. A trace of killing intent erupted from Lucifer, the surrounding air cooled down rapidly, and all the fur tribes couldn't help shivering. Clang. 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 The situation on the field changed dramatically. Duke Inwarashi and the other fur tribes all felt Lucifer's anger, and their expressions were shocked. A series of cold lights flickered, all the fur tribes took out their weapons at the same time, and even the onlookers next to them all used static electricity. In the blink of an eye, Lucifer and others were surrounded by 10. Your Excellency Lucifer, you misunderstood. There are no historical texts on road signs in this country. Please leave, we don't want to be your enemy. Inulan said in a low voice. Inwarashi doesn't want to fight Lucifer unless necessary. Fight the 4 emperors of New World, they have no chance of winning, and even the entire furry principality may be destroyed. But the historical text of the road sign is too important, it is a sacred object of the furry principality, and Inulan doesn't want to hand it over. Have you thought about it, Inwarashi? Arouse my anger, you can't bear the consequences. Lucifer smiled slightly, and at the same time stared, the pupils turned red instantly. Conqueror's hockey erupted, hitting everyone around like a tsunami. Bang. 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 Countless fur tribes fell down one after another like cutting wheat, their eyes turned white, and they lost consciousness. The only ones who could barely stand were Duke Inwarashi and a few members of his musketeers. This is the result of Lucifer's mercy. Had Lucifer pushed Conqueror's hockey a little harder, even the musketeers would have fallen. Only Inwarashi can withstand his Conqueror's pressure. If the Conqueror's field is turned on, ordinary fur people will even be crushed by hockey. Although Inulan and the others did not lose consciousness, they were also suppressed by Conquerors and could hardly move. Please calm down, Lord Lucifer, please. Please don't attack my people. Pokmas hurried forward to intercede, and knelt down at Lucifer's feet. He is the one who knows Lucifer's tricks best. Once he does something, let alone the furry principality, even the giant elephant will be killed. Inulan, have you thought it through? I know the text of the signpost history is in this country. Or, it's in the whale forest, am I right? Hearing this, Inuarashi's pupils constricted suddenly, and his heart beat wildly. Lucifer can hear his heartbeat without observation hockey. He knew, he actually did know. Inuarashi looked at Lucifer with a hint of horror and disbelief in his eyes. The text of the road sign history is top secret in this country, and only a few people in the team know it. Even Pokmus didn't know, so Inuarashi said no. But obviously, he was wrong. Lucifer came here only because he knew the accurate information. Have you considered it? Inuarashi, I'm running out of patience. Lucifer's fingers pressed down lightly, and a force of gravity appeared out of thin air, pressing on all the fur tribes. All the members of the musketeers knelt on the ground, and even Inuarashi was bent over. As for the other comatose fur tribes, it was even harder. Moaning in pain in a coma. Let's say no, these people will die. Lucifer stepped up the gravity again. Gahu. Suddenly, a strange roar came from the forest in the distance. Some meow like cats, and others roar like tigers. The flock of birds was startled, and black shadows jumped out of the forest, approaching Lucifer rapidly. The breath of the beast, it seems that the king of the night has also come out. Lucifer's observation hockey targets the strongest person, and that person is the Night King of the furry principality, Cat Viper and Pigsky. Foreign invaders, watch me bite you to death. As soon as the Cat Viper appeared, it launched a fatal move on Lucifer. Sharp claws clawed at Lucifer's neck. With his strength, speed and armament hockey, it's a breeze to shatter steel with his claws. Boom. There was a loud noise, and the dust filled the air. The menacing Cat Viper didn't even get close to Lucifer, it fell from midair and hit the ground heavily. Immediately afterwards, bang 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 sounded one after another. The members of the knights who followed Mao Viper also fell into the sky. Why bother? Lucifer shook his head slightly, the scene was a bit embarrassing. Lucifer has expanded the gravity field, and the surrounding space is full of gravity. Even Inuarashi was suppressed and couldn't move, and Maubamushi was on par with him in strength, so naturally he couldn't struggle. It's not a good habit to be so impulsive, Cat Viper. Lucifer walked over to the Cat Viper and sat directly on top of him. Although this guy looks fierce, the cat on his body is soft and comfortable. Lucifer also experienced the feeling of masturbating a cat, but what he masked RB Ted was a Cat Viper, a monster among monsters. Asshole, get up and don't sit on me. Cat Viper couldn't break free from the field of gravity, so he could only be impotent and furious, almost crying in his heart. If you hit someone, you hit someone. If you hit me, I'd ass fine, and you still sit on me. This is too bullying. Is this treating me like a blanket or as a pet? Your Excellency Lucifer, please be merciful, we agree. Duke Inuarashi saw that Mamushi was also suppressed, so he quickly compromised. The huge gap brought about by absolute strength made them unable to resist. Compared with the historical text of road signs, the lives of many residents of the furry principality are more important. Shut up, old dog, I won't agree. When Maumushi heard that Inuarashi was going to hand over the text of the road sign history, he immediately became angry. Shut up, Cat Viper, I didn't let you talk. Lucifer punched the Cat Viper on the head, and directly took out a big bag. Smelly cat, we have no choice, do you want to watch all the residents die here? Looking at the roaring Inulan, the Cat Viper finally calmed down, biting its fangs tightly, obviously extremely unwilling. Please stop, Sir Lucifer, we agree. The text of the signpost history is in Whale Forest. Under Lucifer's powerful strength, Yin Lan and Mao Zhongqin surrendered and compromised. It's okay to say so earlier. Do you have to force me to take action? Looks like I'm a bully. I'm a very reasonable person, and I never bully the weak. Lucifer smiled faintly and lifted the gravity field. All the fur tribes who were suppressed by gravity felt their backs loosen, their bodies were weak, and they collapsed to the ground. Duke Inuarashi also breathed a sigh of relief, but complained wildly about what Lucifer said in his heart. Reasonable? Is this how you reason? Still never bullying? Inulan looked at the terrified fur tribes and countless comatose fur tribes around him, and rolled his eyes wildly. If this is not bullying, then what is bullying? However, Inulan dared not say these words. Sicilian, you take someone to the whale forest, and move out the historical text of the road sign. Inuarashi said tiredly. Yes, my lord. Sicilian was also very reluctant, but like Inulan, he was helpless. At this moment, all the sober fur tribes only hate that they are too weak to protect their country. Hey, can you get off of me? Gravity has been lifted from everyone, except Viper, who is still sitting under Lucifer's buttocks. Wait. Wait until they bring back the text of the road sign history. I'm so tired from traveling all the way here, you fur tribes don't even move a chair, so I can only make do with you first. Chair? Improvise? Cat Viper felt extremely humiliated. Is that an insult to cats? I can't bear it. Also, you look so energetic, why are you tired? It's not like we ask you to come. Don't come if you're tired. Are you kidding? Lousy is a cat viper, not your chair, get up quickly. The cat viper hissed and roared. But unfortunately, no matter how hard he struggled, he just couldn't shake Lucifer's ass an iota. Don't be angry, anger hurts the liver. Lucifer smiled lightly and lay directly on the cat viper. Now Lucifer finally knows why the fur of the fur family is so expensive in the Grand Line, and it turns out that it is really comfortable. In the Grand Line, many nobles and royal families will spend a lot of money to buy fur tribe furs to make clothes and blankets. The average price of a fur tribe fur has reached 700,000 Baileys. Ordinary fur people are very comfortable, not to mention the king of the night cat viper. Angry and hurt your liver. The cat viper wants to cry but has no tears. What he hurts now is not the liver, but the heart, it's the Pakistani. He had never been insulted like this since he was born. Many members of the night group behind him couldn't bear to see their boss being humiliated like this, but they had no choice but to stare angrily at Lucifer because he was too strong. Duke Inwarashi breathed a sigh of relief. At least from the current point of view, Lucifer has no intention of killing them all. Duke Inwarashi was afraid that Lucifer would not keep his promise when he got the historical text of the road sign, and instead killed the furry principality. After all, Lucifer is a world-famous big pirate who is cruel and bloodthirsty, and it is normal to backtrack. Sicilian and others were very fast, but in just a few minutes, they brought out the main text of the road sign history. Your Excellency Lucifer, this is the historical text you want to signpost. Inulan took a deep look at the historical text of the road sign and clenched his fists. The sacred object of the furry principality was taken away because of his incompetence as the king. Okay, isn't it just a broken stone? Compared with the lives of the people, you should be very clear about what is more important. And, if you are willing to take refuge in me, you will still be able to see this stone again. Lucifer came to Zoe this time, and the text of the road sign history is only one of the purposes. Recovering the fur race is his second goal. All the people of the fur tribe are soldiers, and their combat power is powerful. It would be a pity not to subdue them. Take refuge in you? Inwarashi and Malmoshi were slightly taken aback. Why, don't you want to? Lucifer looked at the two of them. New world is full of powerful people. Today I can bully the fur tribe, tomorrow others can also bully the fur tribe. If I can be merciful today, will others be merciful tomorrow? After all, not everyone can be as kind as me. When that day really comes, the furry principality might be destroyed. What do you say? Inwarashi and Malmoshi glanced at each other, silent. The two also knew that Lucifer was right. If you really meet other four emperors, with their strength, you can't resist them. Also, I remember you are Kazuki Oden's retainers, right? Lucifer's sudden words were like a heavy hammer, hitting the hearts of the two of them hard. Why would he know? The eyes of Inwarashi and Mamoshiba were extremely shocked. Although it is not stated explicitly, it is obviously what it means. It was a long time ago that they fought with Oden, and since Oden died, they fled back to Zoe and never went to the sea again. There should be no one who knows this information now. Who the hell are you? Why do you know this? Inwarashi and Nekomoshir are very vigilant. It's about Oden, they can't help but be careless. It doesn't matter who I am, what matters is you. Kazuki Oden died at the hands of Kaido. As Oden's retainers, you are naturally a thorn in Kaido's side. Once Kaido finds out that you are still alive, what do you think he will do? At that time, the entire furry principality, together with this Zoe giant elephant, will die under his wrath. Can you stop that Kaido monster? Facing Lucifer's question, Inwarashi and Neko Mamushi were speechless. They have seen Kaido's strength with their own eyes. If Oden hadn't rescued him with all his might, they would have died a long time ago. Now that more than 10 years have passed, Kaido must become even more terrifying. They can't be Kaido's opponents. You must have heard that Kaido was severely injured by me some time ago. As long as you rely on me, you will naturally be able to protect Zoe. Also, I will fight the Beast's pirates in the future. At that time, you can also participate, and maybe you can avenge Kazuki Oden. Hearing this, Inwarashi and Malmoshi's eyes lit up. Needless to say, they were moved. After so many years of dying, revenge for Kazuki Oden is their last obsession. Inulan and Maomushi looked at each other, and they both understood what the other was thinking. Okay, we agree. But I have something to say first. We rely on you, and you must ensure Zoe's safety. Don't worry, with my protection, no one dares to touch Zoe. With a big wave of Lucifer's hand, a huge banner was generated out of thin air and landed in Inulan's hands. The logo of the Laughing Devil is impressively painted on the banner. Now this symbol in New World has made countless pirates frightened. As long as they see this flag, they will all run away. Meet Captain Lucifer. Holding the flag, Inuarashi knelt down in front of Lucifer and saluted respectfully. As for the cat viper, Lucifer still sat under his buttocks. Captain Lucifer, are you awake now? The cat viper is very helpless. He was very suspicious, and Lucifer took him in just to find a soft and comfortable chair. My old cat is also very strong. Is it a bit overkill to be a chair? Oh, sorry, almost forgot. Lucifer smiled lightly, and at the same time he got up and released the suppression of the gravity field. The cat viper finally got free, and its huge body stood up. It feels good to regain control of your body. Duke Inuarashi, is this really all right? That's right, boss cat viper. He is a pirate. Can you really trust him? The members of the Musketeers and Knights are still a little worried, because Lucifer's reputation is too bad. It's okay, he shouldn't be the kind of person who goes back on his word. That's right, the benevolence and righteousness of some pirates is worthy of trust. Inuarashi and Momomushi, having spent time with the Whitebeard pirates and the Luogia pirates respectively when they followed Kazuki Oden, know that some pirates are true heroes of the sea. They are loyal, keep their promises, and say what they say. Although Lucifer is notorious, the two of them can feel that Lucifer is also the kind of hero who keeps his word and keeps his promises. Such people are trustworthy. Since you rely on me, I will not be stingy to you. This is a meeting gift, accept it if you are interested. Lucifer stretched out his hand and swung the two devil fruits into the hands of Inuarashi and Momomushi respectively. This is. Inuarashi and Maomushi were slightly taken aback. It's the mammoth fruit and the saber-toothed tiger fruit, both of which are ancient species. Eat them, and your strength will become stronger. The mammoth fruit and the saber-toothed tiger fruit are both powerful fruits that Lucifer has collected for a long time, but he has never been able to find a suitable candidate for use. Both Inuarashi and Maomushiru are very strong, and possess the bestiality of a beast. If they eat these two fruits, they will definitely be able to display the true power of the fruits. Then I won't be polite, Gawu. The cat viper opened its mouth and smiled, showing a mouth full of fangs, and directly said that the saber-toothed tiger fruit was swallowed in one gulp. Afterwards, Inulan also ate the mammoth fruit. Vomit. In the next second, the expressions of both of them changed at the same time, and they opened their mouths to retch and vomit wildly, as if they wanted to spit out their stomachs. But it's a pity that devil fruit melts in the mouth, and its abilities have been absorbed. With a roar, the cat viper grew bigger again, and two huge tusks grew out of its mouth full of fangs. Soon, the cat viper turned into a saber-toothed tiger. At the same time, Inuarashi also activated his ability, changed his body shape and landed on all fours, turning into a huge mammoth. The two were originally ferocious beasts, but now that they have obtained the power of the ancient species, the aura of ferocious beasts is even stronger. The members of the Musketeers and Knights next to them covered their faces with their hands to block the terrifying aura emanating from the two. Yeah, ha ha ha, it's really good. Monsters look more like monsters now. Enel, Cavendish and others watched quietly. Inulan and Maomushi got acquainted with their abilities, and quickly returned to their original form. How do you feel? Lucifer looked at the two and asked. Very good, Gawu. I feel good too, it's a strong force. Thank you, Captain Lucifer. As soon as I joined, I got two ancient devil fruits, which made Inuarashi and Mamushiru trust Lucifer even more. Lucifer's behavior also proves that he really wants to subdue the fur tribe instead of using them as cannon fodder. Otherwise, two precious ancient devil fruits would not be given. The ancient species of devil fruit is very rare, and few can be found in the entire sea. Speaking of these two fruits, they both have something to do with Kaido. You eat it, and in a sense, it's an indirect revenge on Kaido. The previous saber-toothed tiger fruit ability user was hunted down by Kaido and fled back to the paradise, and was finally beheaded by Lucifer. Lucifer cut Hu and Kaido got the saber-toothed tiger fruit. The mammoth fruit is obtained by Lucifer beheading Jack the Drow. Both devil fruits are related to Kaido, so Lucifer is right. After knowing the cause and effect, Inuarashi and Momoshiro also showed some grim smiles. Although they didn't take revenge on Kaido directly, but indirectly disgusted Kaido and caused him some troubles, the two were still very happy. After everything was settled, Lucifer set sail and left with the signpost history text and Inuarashi Neko Mamushi. During this trip, Lucifer not only got the second piece of historical text, but also subdued the entire Fur clan as his subordinates, greatly increasing his power, and his goal was fulfilled. It's just Robin who can read the text of history. On the bow of the Nether, Lucifer looked at the endless sea, with a hint of expectation in his eyes. The first half of the Grand Line, Alabasta. Katakuri landed in this desert country with his people. A group of people went straight to the center and came to the Rainland Casino. Checked it out. Is Crocodile right here? Katakuri asked in a low voice. Ah, you can't be wrong, Katakuri big brother. Our people have checked 3 times, and it is confirmed that this is where Crocodile's lair is located. He established a Ba-Lock workshop here, and recruited a group of bounty hunters and pirates as his subordinates, as if he had some conspiracy against this country. Charlotte Oven next to him said respectfully. Pirates seek the country? Katakuri shook his head, mockingly. In his opinion, only low-level pirates would do this kind of thing. Okay, let's go in. There's nothing to cover up or hide your tracks against a mere crocodile. Katakuri led people into the casino swaggeringly. Who are you? Seeing the menacing Katakuri and his party, all the guards of the casino rushed up. They are all pirates under Crocodile. Where is Crocodile? Katakuri's voice is chilling, without a trace of emotion, as if it can freeze human blood. What do you want to see, Lord Crocodile? If you want to see him, you must notify him in advance. A group of guards yelled. Notify in advance. Don't bother. Katakuri flicked his fingers, and countless jelly beans flew out. The jelly beans fired by Katakuri are extremely fast and more powerful than bullets. Puff. 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 A cloud of blood shot out, and dozens of pirate guards were all killed and fell into a pool of blood. Each person had more than a dozen blood holes, and the blood soon stained the marble floor of the casino red. What? Killed? Seeing the guards being killed, the casino guests screamed and yelled and fled from all directions. In the blink of an eye, the casino was completely gone from top to bottom. Immediately afterwards, hurried footsteps sounded, and countless pirates and bounty hunters poured out from behind the casino. Then a large number of pirates separated into a road, allowing Crocodile to walk out of it. Charlotte Katakuri. What's the matter with the people from the BIGMOM pirates coming to my territory? Charlotte Katakuri. Is there anything wrong with people from the BIGMOM pirates coming to my territory? Crocodile Dar recognized the identity of Katakuri and others at a glance. Wrong. We are members of the Nether Pirates now. By order of Captain Lucifer, take Nico Robin. Katakuri looked at the woman behind Crocodile, who was Nico Robin, son of the devil. Being watched by Katakuri, Robin's face changed, and he had already started planning to escape. Since she was hunted down by the world government at the age of 8, she has come here like this. Every time someone hunted her down, she would abandon her organization and run away. Don't people who want to take me ask for my opinion? It's too arrogant. Crocodile was furious. Katakuri and his party paid him no attention at all. Those who broke into his base camp and said they wanted to take him away were naked and did not cover up at all. This is no longer underestimating him, it is contempt at all. If Katakuri is really allowed to take people away on his territory, then his face will be completely trampled into the mud. Arklanet Dunes. Crocodile rushed forward, his arm became huge and turned into a crescent-shaped sandblade to slash at Katakuri. Court death. Katakuri's pupils turned red, and he has seen all the future pictures. Clang. The trident slashed sharply, splitting Sandblade in half, and at the same time, the trident swung upwards diagonally, slashing across Crocodile's chest. Puff. A cloud of blood shot out. Crocodile's eyes widened, and his body flew backwards, smashing a wall to pieces. Master Crocodile. Seeing that Crocodile was blown away, all his pirate subordinates changed their expressions drastically. You all die for me too. Hot fist. Oven took a step forward and punched a pirate in the chest, sending him flying. Oven is a hot fruit-capable person, and his fists contain scorching heat. A scorched fist mark was left on the chest of the beaten pirate, and the skin and internal organs had been scalded. Using both fists and kicks, Oven eliminated a dozen pirates in the blink of an eye. At the same time, the people brought by Katakuri also fought with Crocodile's men. The Rainland Casino fell into chaos, with shouts of killing everywhere. Crocodile crawled from the ruins, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth with a golden hook, and fixed his eyes on Katakuri. Damn bastard, lousy can't spare you, desert sword. Crocodile's arm became huge, and he swung down suddenly, and a huge desert sword slashed down instantly. A gully hundreds of meters long opened in the ground ahead, and all the pirates along the way were split in half from the middle. Katakuri was also split down the middle, but he healed quickly. With the ability to predict the future, he can see all the attacks of Crocodile in advance, and use the fruit ability to avoid them. It's useless. How is it possible? Crocodile is a bit unbelievable. Is this the only thing you can do? Katakuri was expressionless, his figure flashed, and he disappeared in place, and the next second he teleported in front of Crocodile. Boom. The huge pitch-black fist slammed into Crocodile's face, and Crocodile's cheeks twisted instantly, and his eyes turned white for a moment as if he lost consciousness. A huge force erupted, and Crocodile turned into a cannonball and flew out, piercing through several buildings in succession, and flying hundreds of meters away. Life and death were unknown. Is this the only level Shichibukai has? It's no wonder that Katakuri looks down on Shichibukai, it's because Crocodile is too weak. Logia's abilities are useless in front of him, and all moves are seen by observation Haki, who can predict the future. Katakuri wasn't serious at all, and Crocodile was already dead. At the same time, the pirates brought by Katakuri have also wiped out the casino. The cadres of the Bar Lock Studio are not there, and the pirates guarding the casino are all billionaire elders. Their strength is vulnerable and they cannot stop the powerful pirates of New World. Where's Nico Robin? Katakuri glanced around and found that Nico Robin had disappeared from the casino. Sure enough. Did you run away again? Katakuri had expected this. Before coming, he had already investigated the relevant information of Nico Robin. This woman is famous for her betrayal, and if there is an accident in the organization where she lives, she must be the first person to escape. Master Katakuri, don't you need to chase after me? A pirate came behind Katakuri and asked. No, she can't escape our palms. Sure enough, as soon as Katakuri finished speaking, Nico Robin was thrown back from the door. Along came Charlotte Oven. Since they already knew that Robin would run away, of course they would pay attention. So as soon as Robin escaped, Oven chased after him. With Oven's strength, capturing a Robin is naturally a piece of cake. Woman, you can't escape, just give up. Katakuri came in front of Robin, his height of more than 5 meters was very oppressive. Why is Lucifer looking for me? I'm just a little guy, right? Oven didn't play hard on Robin, so she only got 10 minor injuries. This is Captain Lucifer's order, we just need to execute it, we don't need to know the reason. Take her away. Katakuri gave the order, 2 pirates stepped forward to hold Robin, and the group left the casino. Rumble. Just as Katakuri and the others walked out of the casino gate, the ground suddenly started shaking. The tall buildings were weathered, the ground was corroded, and the surroundings instantly turned into a desert. Lousy isn't dead yet, isn't it too early to take away my subordinates now? Kelkadar with blood on his face came out of the desert, exuding a tyrannical hostility all over his body. Is it still alive? Life is hard enough. Katakuri is still expressionless, and Crocodile's performance can't make him have the slightest emotion. Go to hell, Desert Vajra Saber. Crocodile waved his arms, and the surrounding sand suddenly condensed together, forming 4 huge crescent-shaped sand blades to chop at Katakuri. The Desert Vajra sword is sharper than the Desert Sword, it can cut through extremely thick rock walls in an instant, and splitting steel is like splitting tofu. Chop-cut rice cake. Katakuri's arm turned into a rice cake and swelled, and instantly transformed into a mace with sharp barbs all over it. Hardened with armament Haki, this is more powerful than a real mace. Boom. Katakuri smashed the Desert Vajra sword with a stick, splitting the 4 swords in an instant. The huge mace smashed Crocodile head on in the face, smashing him into the ground. Rumble. The shock wave erupted, the desert was chopped up, and huge cracks appeared. Crocodile spurted blood wildly, and has completely lost consciousness. Ha 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 ha, Shichibukai is really vulnerable, too weak. Dare to challenge Katakuri big brother, this is the end. Charlotte Oven came up behind Katakuri and laughed. Okay. Let's take him away too. Katakuri's right arm changed from a mace to an arm, and said in a deep voice. Ah. Why? Just kill it. Their mission is to bring back Nico Robin, and it's the easiest way to kill everyone else. Captain Lucifer can recycle devil fruit, he is a Logia-capable user, and has value. Logia sand fruit is also very powerful. Since Katakuri saw it, he would naturally not let it go. In addition to catching Nico Robin this time, he didn't intend to let Crocodile go. It makes sense, I understand. Oven nodded and waved his hand. 2 pirates came up and locked Kelkadar tightly with seastone chains. Subsequently, the group left Alabasta. Naval Headquarters, Marineford, Naval Headquarters. Marshal Sengoku sat on a chair, frowning, and was handling the road. The clicking sound from his ears was so harsh that it made his brain ache. Garp, how many times have I told you not to eat senbei in my office? Don't you have an office yourself? Why do you want to come to me? Ha 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 ha, the old man's office is not as big and luxurious as yours. Garp sat back on the couch, laughing, oblivious to Sengoku's anger. Damn bastard, can't you give me some peace? The old man still has a lot of things to deal with, don't bother me. Lucifer's actions in New World caused an uproar, enough to shake the balance of New World. Marine must prepare. 5 elders had no effect on Lucifer's killing order, and Marine had to find another way. There's also the 7 warlords of the sea vacancy to fill. A bunch of troubles came together, and Sengoku was physically and mentally exhausted, and his hair and beard almost turned white overnight. If Mr. Tony, the exclusive barber, was not skilled enough, his old appearance would be exposed. Is the candidate for Shichibukai still undecided? Crane Vice Admiral sat aside, asked calmly with his chin in his hands. No, these pirates are not strong enough, and their deterrence is not enough. If they become Shichibukai, I don't know who will defeat them. If you lose again, the majesty of the 7 warlords of the sea will really be gone. Sengoku looked at the pirate candidates sent by his subordinates, none of them were satisfied. I have a good candidate here, but it's a pity he's in West Blue, not Grand Line. Oh. Who is it? It doesn't matter if you are not on the Grand Line, as long as you are strong enough to deter the pirates in the world. Sengoku took a piece of information from Crane Vice Admiral, and when he opened it, he saw a familiar face. Green Pepper, is that him? The Green Pepper of the Cone, the pillar of the 8 treasure navy, was a big pirate with a bounty of more than 100 million in its heyday. You know, that was 500 million a few decades ago. Converted to the present, the bounty for green peppers will be even higher. Although it has retired, the prestige of Green Pepper is still very loud, enough to deter the pirates in New World. Regardless of strength or influence, he has the qualifications to become 7 warlords of the sea. Green Pepper? It's really an old acquaintance. Garp leaned on the sofa biting a piece of senbei, recalling the distant memory. Back then, it was he who dented the all head that Qingzhou was so proud of with one punch, which made Qingzhou wash his hands and retire. Garp's iron fist shocked the world, and the cone head of the Green Pepper was also a victim of Garp's iron fist. Send someone to make contact, and if he agrees, let him fill Shichibukai's vacancy at once. Sengoku said. I understand. Crane Vice Admiral nodded. After solving a difficult problem, Sengoku was about to breathe a sigh of relief. However, hurried footsteps sounded outside the door, and then a Marine Rear Admiral pushed the door and entered. No, Marshal Sengoku, K. Crocodile has been defeated. What did you say? Sengoku stood up from the chair with a jerk, eyes widening. Garp. Crane. The two looked at Sengoku, whose expression changed drastically, and for a moment they didn't know what to say. Having struggled to find a suitable candidate who qualifies as Shichibukai, not quite sure yet, this is another downfall. Is 7 warlords of the sea really that weak? Sengoku felt as if 10,000 grass mudhorses were galloping past, he didn't want him to live. Who did he provoke? God wants to do this to him. Who did it? Has the murderer been found out? Sengoku asked with a frown, covering his forehead. It's Charlotte Katakuri, a member of the New World Ghost Pirates. Is it Lucifer again? Sengoku gritted his teeth. It's him again. This man is here again. The riots in New World have not completely subsided, and now they are making troubles in the first half of the Grand Line. That man. What exactly does he want to do? Sengoku originally thought that letting Lucifer into the New World would make him more stable, but Marine is now in a state of distress. Is Crocodile dead? Sengoku asked. I don't know, but someone saw that Crocodile was taken away by Katakuri and his group. The only thing that is certain is that Lucifer did not come in person. Marine Rear Admiral reports respectfully. Well. Sengoku breathed a sigh of relief. As long as Lucifer isn't here. Although Charlotte Katakuri and his party are strong, naval headquarters can still suppress them. How do we deal with this now? Crane Vice Admiral looked at Sengoku, waiting for his decision. Crocodile was a member of the 7 Warlords of the Sea, and news of his defeat could not have been concealed. This incident will spread quickly. At that time, the majesty of 7 Warlords of the Sea will be hit again. Moria, Doflamingo, and Crocodile, the fall of Shichibukai one after another, is bound to make the pirate Jinwahai fear. If it is not dealt with in time, 7 Warlords of the Sea will completely lose its deterrent effect on pirates. At that time, the 7 Warlords of the Sea will exist in name only, and the balance of the world's 3 major forces will become a joke. Sengoku was silent, he couldn't make up his mind for a moment. Lucifer is behind Charlotte Katakuri after all. Once he makes a move on Katakuri, Lucifer will definitely not let it go. Marine hasn't found a way to defeat Lucifer yet, so Sengoku doesn't want to fight Lucifer yet. Send me the order to let them. Sengoku was about to speak when the phone bug rang. Boo blue blue. Blue blue blue. It's the 5 elders. This is a special phone bug for Sengoku to communicate with the world government. The only person who can get through this phone bug is 5 elders. What are they calling here at this time? Feeling puzzled, Sengoku picked up the phone and answered, "Hi, I'm Sengoku, what's the matter? Did you know the news that Crocodile was defeated?" A low voice came from the opposite side of the phone bug. "Yes, I just got the message," Sengoku said. "That's good, now convey the order of the world government, immediately intercept the murderer, and arrest all criminals." "Now? Why? The loss is nothing more than a clock. Is it necessary to fight Lucifer? You should know that once Marine makes a move on them, Lucifer won't be indifferent, right?" "We know, but it's an order. You don't have to ask so many questions, just do it. I will send people from CP to assist Marine to carry out this mission together." After finishing speaking, the 5 elders hung up the phone directly. It seems that things are not easy this time. Whether it is Suru Vice Admiral, Garp, or Sengoku, they all know it well. It's impossible for the 5 elders to make a big deal out of Crocodile, unless there's something behind them that they don't know about. Moreover, CP was also dispatched in this operation, which proved that World Palace attaches great importance to this mission. I have no choice but to do it. Ask Aokiji to meet me. Sengoku gave the order. "Yes, Your Excellency the Marshal." Marine Rear Admiral saluted respectfully and hurried down to deliver the order. Soon, Aokiji led the Marine fleet to sea. On the bow, Aokiji yawned, still looking awake. Captain Lucifer, Nico Robin has been captured. On the pirate ship, Katakuri connected Lucifer's phone bug. If you catch it, bring it back. This time the task was done well. Thank you, Captain Lucifer. Katakuri is very humble. Lucifer smiled faintly. It's too early to be happy. If I'm not mistaken, Marine's people have already taken action. Catching people is not a skill, but bringing them back is considered your skill. Be careful, the opponent is likely to dispatch Marine Admiral. Yes, I see, Captain Lucifer. After hanging up the phone, Katakuri's expression was serious. Katakuri big brother, Marine Admiral really? Charlotte Oven was a little worried. Although their strength is strong, they are still far behind Marine Admiral. If they really come into direct contact with Admiral, they will definitely lose. Katakuri glanced at the sea in front of him, and suddenly gave an order, change the course. Yes. Many pirates listened to the order and quickly turned around, causing the pirate ship to deviate from the original channel. The sea is very big, if they really want to hide, Marine will not be able to find them for a while. It seems that this is the difficulty of this mission. Katakuri finally understood why Lucifer entrusted him with this mission. One is to fancy his strength, and the second reason is to test him. There is no more dangerous test than Marine Admiral's personal capture. Once Katakuri can pass this test, Lucifer will trust them completely. When the time comes, members of the Charlotte family will no longer be in danger. I will definitely complete this mission. Katakuri's eyes shone with determination. In order to protect his family, Katakuri will do his best and pay all the price. In New World, the Nether rushed out of a stormy sea, and Lucifer was on his way back to the Sea of Aa All Nations. Captain, can Katakuri and the others escape Marine's pursuit? Cavendish came behind Lucifer and asked curiously. Lucifer smiled lightly, blowing the sea breeze. It depends on Katakuri's ability. He is a smart person, he should be able to understand my deep meaning. Also, even if he gets caught, it might not be a bad thing. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Suddenly, a group of seagulls flew overhead, and a newsbird came to the nether. "Captain, here are the latest papers." Baby 5 bought a newspaper and sent it to Lucifer. Lucifer opened the newspaper and flipped through it, and a reward order fell out. "Oh? Already out to sea?" The photo of Ace is on the reward order. Firefist a Potter casts ADA Ace, offering a bounty of 50 million Baileys. He has committed a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. Has this time come yet? Unknowingly, Lucifer has been in this world for more than a year. Now, as Sea Circle Calendar 1517, and Ace has also gone to sea. This posthumous son of the One Piece king Luogia showed his great strength as soon as he went out to sea. Not only did he acquire the ability of Logia Mera Mera fruit, but the first bounty was as high as 50 million Baileys. You know, this is still in East Blue, where the average reward amount is only 3 million Baileys. With a bounty of 50 million Baileys, East Blue is already the 10th. With Ace's potential and strength, he must be able to break into the new world soon. The sea is really getting more and more exciting. Lucifer had a smile on his face and was in a good mood. At this moment, Enel suddenly exclaimed, "Captain Lucifer, an unknown island appears in the sky." Everyone raised their heads when they heard the words, and they saw several islands floating at an altitude of several kilometers. And the island is still moving at a speed visible to the naked eye. If it weren't for the storm just now that swept away the clouds in a radius of tens of miles, it would be impossible to see this scene from the sea. "Hey, is this also Sky Island?" Cavendish was shocked. The same goes for Baby 5, Caesar Clown, Jack and others. "This is not Sky Island. My Sky Island is completely different from these islands." For Sky Island, Enel is the most familiar. He could tell at a glance that these islands were not Sky Islands because there were no clouds at the bottom of the islands. "I didn't expect to meet that person here, it's God's will." Lucifer looked at the island in the sky, the corners of his mouth slightly curled up, and his eyes shone coldly. Enel, Cavendish and others are familiar with such eyes, which are the eyes of Captain Lucifer when he saw the prey. Someone is going to be unlucky. Enel, Cavendish and others had this idea in mind at the same time. "Captain, do you know what's going on?" Cavendish asked. "Ah, of course. This is the Flying Islands created by Golden Lion with his ability, and he is the only one in the whole world who has this evil taste. There are very few people who can control the flying of islands, and the only person who can control more than a dozen flying islands at once is the Golden Lion." Golden Lion. The great flying pirate, Golden Lion. Hearing this name, Cavendish, Baby 5, Caesar Clown and others were shocked. "What? Is that guy named Golden Lion famous?" Enel was at a loss. Of course. Cavendish rolled his eyes, no longer knowing how to complain about Enel's ignorance. The flying pirate, Golden Lion, is one of the great pirates of the old era, and he is the one who can stand on equal footing with One Piece King Luogia and Whitebeard. However, after he escaped from Impel Down, he has been missing for many years. There are even rumors that he died. I didn't expect to appear here. Cavendish looked at the archipelago suspended in the sky, and his eyes couldn't hide the shock. "Let's go and meet this Golden Lion." Lucifer smiled faintly, and activated the ability of Enlightenment Fruit to control the speed of darkness to fly into the sky. "Captain, are we going to war with the Golden Lion?" Enel was very excited, his body flashed with lightning. "Of course." Lucifer smiled coldly. "How could you let him escape when you met such a big prey? Golden Lion's whereabouts are unpredictable. Let him slip away today, it will be difficult to find him. Now meeting in the sea can only be said to be the guidance of fate." Huh. 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 The howling wind whizzed past, and the nether flew rapidly, and soon flew up to an altitude of several thousand meters. As you get closer to the floating Sky Island, the size of the island is getting bigger and bigger. Golden Lion's ability is really terrifying. It can control so many islands at the same time, no wonder it is as famous as Luogia and Whitebeard. Looking at these floating Sky Islands, everyone can already imagine how powerful the Golden Lion is. There is no need for anything else. Just using the trick of hitting people with an island, not everyone can catch it. His destructive power and lethality must be extremely terrifying. Don't be nervous, Golden Lion is strong, but we are not weak. Lucifer sat on the bow, his expression calm, without any waves. Golden Lion is very old. He escaped from Impel Down. He cut off his own feet and suffered serious injuries. Combined with the injury Luogia left him, his current strength must have been weakened beyond recognition. And even if Golden Lion is still at its peak combat power, we don't need to be afraid of him. Few people knew these secrets more than 10 years ago. It was the first time for Enel, Cavendish and others to hear them, and they all listened carefully. Following Lucifer's explanation, the ghost poison also came to an island floating in the center of Sky Island. There are many palaces on the island, and the buildings are very elegant. In the center of the palace, Golden Lion is leading his group of pirates to hold a banquet. Although it has disappeared in the sea for more than 10 years, Golden Lion still secretly contacted a large number of pirates. As long as the name Golden Lion is released, countless pirates will be willing to take refuge in Golden Lion and work for him. Oh? There are a few small bugs crawling up. The Golden Lion at the banquet suddenly grinned. He was sitting on the main seat, with a cigar in his mouth, his posture was wide open, and he exuded a haughty Invincible. Although he is old, his prestige is still there. People like Golden Lion, even if they are about to die, their power is extremely powerful. Is there an enemy invasion? Impossible, this place is in the air. Nothing is impossible, nothing happens on the Grand Line. All the pirate captains laughed, no one took these intruders seriously because they were the subordinates of the Golden Lion. Boss Golden Lion, let me solve it, it will be over soon. A pirate captain finished a glass of wine and left the banquet hall with a group of younger brothers. Not good, Jason took the lead, it's too cunning. I also want to serve Captain Golden Lion. Damn it, if Jason makes a move, we won't have a chance to perform. A group of pirate captains shook their heads helplessly, and then continued with the banquet. They didn't pay attention to the intruders, they just regarded them as a few young people. Rumble. Soon, there was a loud noise outside the hall, followed by the sound of fighting and several screams, and then all the sounds disappeared. The whole process didn't take more than a minute. Is it solved? Should be. It's just a few trash fish, Jason and the others. Boom. A black shadow broke through the palace gate and smashed into the banquet hall, interrupting a group of pirate captains bragging. After seeing who the black shadow was, the arrogant expressions of the pirate captains all froze on their faces, and all the words in their stomachs were stuck in their throats. A group of people seemed to be ducks with their throats strangled, making a hoarse quacking sound. How can that be? Jason is very strong. How could he be defeated so quickly? Isn't the intruder a miscellaneous fish? Lying on the ground was the pirate captain Jason. It's just that compared with the high-spirited a few minutes ago, now he has become a dead fish. Gia ha 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 ha, it's getting more and more interesting. Seeing that his men were killed, Golden Lion was not angry but happy. Go out with Lousy and have a look. Where did the little reptile come from? It's so bold that it dares to run wild on Lousy's territory. Golden Lion got up and walked out of the banquet hall. Two long swords were stuck on the ground, making a bang 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 bang. After breaking his feet, Golden Lion replaced his feet with his two famous swords. Anyway, he has lion fruit ability, can fly, and it doesn't matter if he has feet or not. When Golden Lion walked out of the palace, he saw corpses all over the floor. The people brought out by the pirate captain Jason are all dead. At the same time, Golden Lion finally saw Lucifer and his party.